Yeah.
Like when your food falls to the floor,
I,
but twice as much because it isn't as tempting to bacteria.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
come on, Soren, you gotta chill with that.
I missed the
BCMAs
first
going
half
around?
of that.
I'm saying it's the 10-second rule for the stream instead of being the 5-second
Oh.
rule.
Everybody
Anyway,
knows
That
it's the
makes sense.
38-minute rule.
Anyway,
that's how long you can watch a stream before it pollutes your brain.
Grigori, go ahead and start us off with the summary for this for last week's session.
All right. So last week we picked up back with the group on their way through the rain to. Forgot it. I was expecting the map to be up. To the next town, and we decided to continue through the Ashwood.
Yep.
So as we were going through, it got darker, and we decided to continue on as see if we could get as far as possible before setting up camp. While riding through the forest, we noticed some people trailing us. People is a very loose word because we later found out they were undead. Even later, we found out that they were black skeletons, which are the lowest form of Lich Hood. They still keep their intelligence, but are weaker than most of the other Lich Hoods that you can attain. We decided, after seeing them, to see if we could find a defensible location. Unfortunately, we didn't see anything that struck us as perfect, so we just decided to kind of stop and kind of defend where we are. In that time, we like as we stop and Robin gets off his horse, a skeleton is thrown at us and shatters on the ground at our feet. And with that, the rest of the skeletons decide it's time to attack us. Which there was quite a few. And the first round of combat starts with Sigus pretty much. Sigus and Siler are buffing everybody. Erica going ham, doing all paladin stuff, and Robin defending spellcasters, and Grigori just firing arrows. We were able to just
trees.
Trees, pretty much trees, yes. As undead are Grigori's favorite enemies, so. After a few rounds, we had pretty much taken care of all of the skeletons. That's when the spectral or ghost werewolf showed up. Continued to, just throw things at us, and eventually turned his focus on Robin to try to scare him, which did not know that Robin does not feel fear. In that single turn of wasting, Grigori pretty much brought him down to nothing. But in doing so, the time it took the werewolf to get up, it had howled a few times, which had summoned a bunch of other werewolves. Had given the werewolves enough time to find us as we had slain the last skeleton that was trying to run. And that's pretty much where we left off.
Yeah.
Surrounded by the werewolves.
Couple skeletons got away. Aside from that, I have nothing to add.
Yes.
Oh, right. Because you bloated. No, there was one that we couldn't even see that got away too.
That was the one that got away, and the other one we blew apart.
No, and then one went off to the right too.
Yeah, there were two that went to the right and one that tried to escape to the north, but you caught him just as they were about to get out of range, at least of the light that you have. You caught them with 3 arrows, just decimating them. Go ahead and roll me. Yeah, go ahead and give me 3D fate die.
3.
Sorry, 4. We're doing 4.
I was like, did I? And it's 40F, right?
40F, correct.
40F.
So I thought.
Oh no!
Yikes!
Okay, so we get 1.
1v2.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always have 1.
Right. Well, guys.
You
We don't
said
need
we're
it.
when we absolutely have to, I guess.
Looks at Grigori, the fucking walking ballista. No, I think we're good.
He's a walking ballista, but at the same time, these are no longer undead.
Alright, give me 1 minute, guys. I need to.
I believe they are monstrous humanoids, though.
Yeah, the ones that aren't wolves.
We did not save 1,000. Gosh.
I think the wolves are still monstrous humanoids.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
they count.
no.
no
If
matter
they're
what form.
werewolves, if they're werewolves in wolf form, then they are still monstrous humanoids. I mean, I think they probably brought some
They probably
wargs and
have,
dire
yeah.
wolves along with them.
But
Like,
they're
because
not
normally
gonna
they
be
travel
much.
they normally travel in a pack of wolves, as we determined 2 sessions ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to give me just one more second. I need to save a screenshot because I forgot to take into account that we were gonna need the initiative tracker, and the other group hasn't finished their combat. So.
Oh.
Twinsies. That's
What level are they at
So,
now?
just while he does
12.
that,
11.
just so
God.
you guys know, spells that are on haste. Robin, you have a blade of barrier.
Yep.
Grigori, you have enlarge person, and
Yep.
then I have levitate mage armor. But
Nice.
make sure you guys have those
Don't
ticked on.
forget those. It's very important.
Everyone's got their good hope on too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
boy.
the good hope is
And
ridiculous.
inspire
Yeah,
courage
boy.
until it's my turn again. And
Pretty
but then I'll just
confident I've got all my buffs on still.
Awesome.
Super buffed.
Yep.
I got my power attack, I got spare courage, and I got the gauntlet thing going. Okay, yeah, I think we're good.
So, if you did like army-size battles, are like bards and like buffing just like the key to destroying things?
Yes.
Like, I may have like 50 level 2s, but it's like they all like Silera's there, so they all have +4 to attack and +5 to damage.
Just take leadership, get like 13 level 1s, give them all +2 to hit, +3 to hit and damage now. It's like, yep, okay.
Two, I need to find where the hell did I save the initiatives from last week? That's a good
Oh
question.
right, I
no.
can't see shit because it's dark. I forgot about that.
Haha. Haha.
Oh boy, where did I save these?
I could just pull up last stream and
I got
could
it.
tell you.
I got it. I found it.
We Gucci.
Fine.
What
Fine.
the
Yeah,
fuck
Give it
is
away.
happening?
We good. We
You,
good.
you
I
don't
thought
need your help.
But my cat had just leaned back enough to hit my F11 key, and it was flashing back and forth between full screen and not full screen. It's like,
Classic cat
what is
things.
Dumb
Oh my
cat.
god.
Cat.
Alright. Can everyone just... Oh, I'll just do it manually. Boom. Boom. How unprepared. I forgot to take into account the initiative. Boy, oh boy.
We can roll again if you want. If I remember correctly, mine was dog shit.
No, it's good. We can
No.
just... I got it.
But I don't want all the
You're like,
wolves
but
to
like,
go
maybe
before
could
me.
we anyway?
I'll offer. No, actually, do you guys want to roll initiative again? But keep in mind that if one of you needs to roll again, everyone rolls again.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I don't
Your
care
call,
either.
guys. Actually, better question, Grigori. How did you roll? Because if you have a
Grigori's at
high
the top.
initiative, if you have
Yeah.
a real high
Grigori's
initiative, then
first.
we're okay.
And I'm pretty confident
I
I'm
know.
like first.
Yeah.
I know you're
he's
first,
first.
but are you like 20 something, or are you
He's like 28.
10? Okay.
It's well over 20. I don't mind
Okay.
rolling because I have
No.
such a high bump. I'll likely get over 20.
No.
It's all
We-
good. I think we're
we
gonna
want
keep
you to
Yeah,
stay
let's
with
keep
high.
it then.
Also,
Yeah.
note that I can't see anything right now.
Neither
Yes.
can
Use your
I.
eyes.
Weird. You should be able to see.
Well, I can see 60 feet. But
Oh, okay.
I
Oh, no,
don't
no,
see
I can-
any of the enemies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
neither,
good.
I think they all came in at the corners, if I remember.
We're all at
correctly
the
last time,
edge
but,
of normal light vision.
no, they're not, because normal light vision with me and Grigori cannot see them. So I suspect
Okay.
they're at the edge
Yeah,
of low light
you have
or whatever you
light
have.
You see twice as far with light as anybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can probably see them. The rest of us cannot.
Wait, I don't remember my initiative being that high.
I
That's
can
cool.
see like
I think pretty much everybody rolled really
Yeah.
well. Oh, mine wasn't. Look at that.
Well,
God damn it, Grigori.
well, it is what
It's
it
Your
is.
pretty
fault.
high, but
you're even the
Okay,
one that like.
caster goes first. This is what we wanted.
Yeah,
You're
both casters
even
can
the
go
one
first.
that
No, I hate
that
to be
wanted
it, but I kept
that
dropping my
rewatched the
initiative.
Yes.
session.
I'll
I don't-
sort it and then fix it. Because we were
Oh,
in the middle
no.
of a round here. It was. Oops.
I believe Grigori did just make the things go kabloo,
Yes.
unless we were fucking around.
In fact, Sigus had just done something as well.
Yeah, I just walked around a corner and like seen all the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
Right. So, as we pick back up, Solera, you're still sort of maintaining the concentration on a light spell, a dancing light spell, as they sort of circle the quickly dissolving black skeleton in the ground. You guys could see on the very, very edge of the lights, sort of glints of that sort of reflected light on the eyes of wolves and werewolves, and you could hear the growling as you would see a full pack of wolves, dire wolves, in fact, you would recognize by their impressive size, starts to circle towards the party. And as I recall it, I had done one of their move actions, and this would be their second move action to cut. So, as you're sort of standing there, having just dealt with the undead,
Dead a big wolf.
you are being surrounded by wolves, and now, let's see, 1, 2 bipedal lupine creatures, sort of side by side, wielding their sort of, with their claws out in the open, ready to ferally attack you, sort of half crouched as they walk closer. Sigus, you would hear, just
I just drop you the languages I know.
yeah. Do you know specifically? Do you know Sylvan?
I do.
Wait, why do you know Sylvan?
Yes.
Because gnomes.
Yes. Robin spent quite a bit of time with gnomes.
I do not yet. It is on the
Alright.
list to learn.
Seeing as you would hear the werewolf that is sort of taking point. I'll mark them purple and red. The purple werewolf sort of taking point moves up to there, and they say something in between their growls, quite aggressively towards you. Robin, you can't quite make out the words that they're saying because it's sort of a growl whispered, and between the rain and the wind and the general growling of all the wolves around you, a little bit hard to make, but you can tell like some Sylvan words were spoken. Erica, it would be your turn.
Okay, that wolf that I can see does look. They do look like they're aggressively
They are
approaching us, right?
they are prowling.
Okay, yeah, so they're gonna do us a hurt, and I don't like the big wolves, and it's difficult terrain, right?
All of the area here is difficult terrain. Yes.
Okay, that means I can't charge, right?
Correct.
Okay. Doing a little bit of math here. Oh, that's 20 feet away. Would you
Yeah.
look at that? I can get there. Yay for haste. So Erica is gonna walk over and say, "Oh, hello, wolf friend. I'm gonna do you a hit now."
Let's see.
And attempt to slash upon it.
Yeah, so you trudge through the mud, your heavy boots sort of sinking through the sort of layers of reeds that form the basin of this area. And with every step, you sort of crunch through them. Eventually make it to the wolf, raising your, I forget, is it a rancer or is it?
Yeah, I'm working with the longsword and shield.
Oh,
right
you're
now.
going longsword and shield, I forgot. You raise your sword over your shoulder and sort of swing at the wolf.
Well, let's see how we do. Probably
pretty
not gonna
good.
do it.
You hear it whelp as you slice through its hide and you see blood splutter onto the ground. And from across the battlefield, you hear the werewolves sort of howl. And you can tell, like, with that blow struck, all of them are pouncing into combat and towards. Is that the end of your
Okay.
turn? Or
2 questions. Did it look like it took the extra damage for being some sort of corrupted animal or evil?
extra damage to evil creatures? No. It did
Or
not.
okay, so it's not corrupted. It's just a big ass wolf. Got it.
It's just a dire wolf. It is a magical beast. Robin, it would be your turn, as you can tell now. Although the pack of wolves and werewolves are ready to attack.
Yeah. So Robin made out that something, probably the werewolf, was speaking Sylvan, but couldn't really figure out what they were saying.
Precisely.
And nobody else speaks Sylvan, right?
No one in your party, I don't believe.
Okay, so I'm just gonna PM you what Robin says, and then Robin's gonna take his action after that.
Okay.
Glad you know, Sylvan.
I'm surprised that anyone did, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I took another language, and it was not Sylvan.
You should definitely ask Robin in character why he speaks Sylvan.
Maybe not right this moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we got more pressing concerns.
I mean,
why do you speak werewolf, bruh?
It's a long
Bruh, don't out me
story.
like that.
I don't know.
I'm waiting for that message.
Yeah, I mean,
I sent it in Discord.
Oh, it didn't ping me. There we go. So you're saying that to the werewolf that spoke, right? You're sort of shouting it in Sylvan.
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Give me a diplomacy check.
Okay.
sorry for making this harder, by the way.
Yep.
It's alright, if it doesn't work, I'm about to make it impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, Robin, you see
I
the
can't roll
werewolf.
above a 2, guys.
No, that's fine.
Just letting you know.
The werewolf sort of turns over, to,
Oh.
looks over their shoulder, and goes, speaks to its companion, sort of on a low growl. You can't quite make the words through the rain, and then it turns to you, sort of howling over Silera and Sigis. And since no one else can understand what's going on, I guess I'll PM you, and then you're gonna need to take an action.
Yeah.
Ooh, secrets.
Hopefully it's just telling us to put down our weapons or something like that, and they're not going to eat us. That would make me happy.
You're so hopeful.
I did just stab its buddy, so I don't feel like that's going to happen, but you know.
One more message. Wait.
Hey, bro.
Sudden shift in the music. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What
the hell?
I was like, we be vibing though.
Yeah, that was really weird. I'll use this song, I guess.
Somehow we're in the desert now, I think.
Right, I was
Probably the wind one kicking in. Classic.
One of these days, I want to get back into that game.
Yeah, I still gotta play Blood and Wine. I did the.
That is
other
what
one,
they're
but I
gonna
haven't
provide.
done that one.
Robin?
Which
Honestly,
I just got the first one game yesterday.
the first game.
Oh, the OG
I would-
Witcher. Yeah.
Yeah, it was on
it's-
Steam for like $1.32.
Oh,
So I'm like,
It's, yeah, no, it's great. It is hard to get into, and it does have some problematic things like collecting random cards of people you slept with. Just, you know, as a thing to do for achievements.
I mean, that's what I always do when I sleep with somebody.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Hey, can I have your business card?
Nice.
oh, it's not like
So-
business cards. It's like weird pin-ups of them. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, Robin.
Yeah.
You have your answer. As
Yeah.
they howl back at you. I need an action from you.
Yeah, so Robin was fighting one of the black skeletons using a wand to cure light wounds in his like offhand, and he was punching them with his main hand kind of thing. So at this point, what he's gonna do is he's gonna move action to here, be like, Erica, chill, hold on a second, and he's gonna do a cure light wounds on the wolf, which I believe
Alright.
would still need to hit because
Give
it doesn't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Robin,
you're
I
gonna need
hope
to.
you know
You're
what you're
gonna need to
doing.
roll to hit. Yes, you do need to roll to hit.
For touch.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll the
Yep.
healing. Because a 18 touch is definitely gonna hit. All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna heal for 3, and then I'm gonna also respond.
And as you're sort of responding, we'll go over to Salera's turn.
Yeah.
Salera,
Yeah.
you can tell like the wolf is speaking in this sort of ancient tongue to Robin, and somehow Robin is not only understanding but replying. And he went over to heal the wolf that Erica had hurt.
And you hear Erica exasperatedly shouting, "I hope you know what you're doing here."
I'm gonna kind of take a look at the werewolves that are pretty close to me and look back at Robin, and I'm going to back up to here.
Mm-hmm. At which point your lights are gonna vanish because they're beyond your range.
Correct.
I thought they
Fine,
just
I
get dragged back to her.
It don't matter.
No, they
and
just
then
wink out if they go outside.
and I'm gonna hold I'm gonna prepare to fire at this big boy here.
Alright.
In
Sort
the
of-
event that he comes charging to me.
Yeah, so you're sort of eyeing them, trying to read their reaction as you sort of notch an arrow onto your short bow, I would say?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you notch an arrow onto your short bow, draw the string, and you sort of hold tight as you sort of steady your aim, trying to understand what's going on. Grigori, it is your turn.
Also note that she could just move them 100 feet without taking any actions. She could just have them anywhere she wants to.
Oh, spread them out.
Well, they got to
Well,
be within 10 feet of each other, so it's a little cube, basically. But yeah, that'd be nice.
You move that cube 100 feet without taking any kind of action to do so.
Oh, you know what you could do? You could put the light on the werewolf so that the rest of us can
Probably-
see it.
That would probably be a good idea.
Alright.
I guess seeing what's happening, I'm going to hold an action that if the werewolves take an aggressive action towards anybody in the party, I will shoot them.
Okay. Then as you sort of hold, as Salera, you sort of notch an arrow into your bow, get ready sort of to pivot on your spot, trying to take aim at the werewolves. The werewolf with which Robin is talking will sort of look around, growls, then lets out another howl, a little bit lower this time. And you hear all of the direwolves sort of responding kinds of as you can tell, like they're starting to sort of lower their aggression towards you. Sigus, it is your turn.
Sigus is going to grab Korax, and then he's going to rise 60 feet straight in the air.
Whoosh! You go
Smart.
vertically up with your levitation spell.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna rise whatever the maximum is
Also,
Yes.
Korax
for one
is
turn.
dead.
Huh?
Korax is
Murdoch
dead. This is
now.
Murdoch.
Yeah.
Gonna
Too
add
soon. Too
Murdoch,
soon.
It is still soon.
who's
But
also
yeah.
fun,
But
but I
Yeah,
will
you-
find out what that amount is.
yeah, we'll figure it out. But as you go way up over the canopy, go ahead and give me a perception check.
You see the skeletons climbing in the trees.
Hell yeah.
They all just drop down on us, and now we're fighting with the werewolves. Classic switcheroo.
Sorry, I got it. It is here.
Not gonna be terribly hard, but there is a lot of rain. So as you're sort of above the canopy and looking down towards the companions, you see the lights sort of breaking through the canopy, right, from underneath. You see the silhouettes of the werewolves, and then as you sort of look around a little bit further, trying to maybe spot maybe there's someone else in the forest, maybe there's some light from the.
Sorry, before you tell me this, I can only move up 20 feet each round, so I might not have
40
broken
feet.
through the tree line yet.
Probably not.
I mean,
Oh,
20
oh,
20
yeah.
foot tall trees are
20 feet around.
But this is like an
Yeah.
ancient forest, right? The trees are
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
like
yeah,
they are
100
pretty
feet.
fucking big, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, you're right. You can see a little.
You can still tell me if you want.
No,
I
that's
just,
fine.
in full disclosure.
You're getting to be like about halfway there to break through the canopy. The tallest of the trees here are probably in the range of 40 to 50 feet, and that's like the really big old ones. So you can see a little bit of the canopy. You can see some of the lights through the branches as you're sort of trying to not, crack your head against one of them. And you do spot a little bit of a strange thing going on. There's like a little bit of light coming from, there's a little bit of illumination coming from behind you and above you. Like there's some lights off in the distance, sort of thing. Like some kind of crack in the cloud coverage, probably, that's letting in some moonlight and some starlight. Aside from that, anything you would like to do with your turn?
I am going to would I know this? Would casting like mirror image be considered like an aggressive action?
No. It's not considered
Okay,
an
then
aggressive action.
I will cast mirror image, and
It
I
is-
will.
It doesn't break
Also-
invisibility, so not aggressive.
No.
Okay.
Also, you're 20 feet in the air, so I think it's pretty clear that you're trying to escape.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, actually, sorry. Instead of doing that with one hand, I'm gonna pull out my jar of leeches. That is it.
And
Promise.
once again, you pull out your jar of leeches and hold it in your hands.
He's raining
Look.
leeches.
You see
Luckily,
them.
Erica can't see you to be like, what the fuck
I'm
are you doing?"
not applying the leeches.
No.
I'm just-
You're sort of holding them, and you can see in the jar they start to sort of writhe and wriggle excitedly as they sort of bounce off of the glass shield, preventing them from grabbing onto your hand. Is that going to be the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Erica and Robin, technically this direwolf will provoke an AOO from you as it's sort of reeling back.
I don't take it.
Right, Erica?
Erica is kind of looking at Robin and is like, all right, but I'm keeping the shield out for now.
Hold up. I'm just looking through the chat. Average height of a tree is 90 feet almost?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
I read
that's
that. I was
average
like, how?
Trees
of
fucking
all
big.
trees. That is the average height of a
I-
specific eastern white pine tree. The average is from 150 to 210.
Yeah.
Christ!
Yeah, no, but that's growing in that's like your average conditions for where that specific type of tree grows. I can tell
This
you.
is an ancient
No, this is an
forest.
ancient forest. This is gonna be like 120 foot tall trees at the top.
Yeah,
Oh,
these
so
are
we're
like
talking,
those
like,
fucking
Damn.
ancient redwoods
Yeah,
that are
This
like,
is you're
fucking,
essentially
like 30 feet in with a 30-foot radius that are
Yeah.
just fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the
'Cause I was gonna
average
say
redwood height is 240 feet.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
They have a
Ow!
30-foot radius.
Hang on, let me.
If you
let me
guys
double
ever have
check.
the chance, visit, but don't be an idiot like I do. Bring your own stuffed Ewok, so that because that's where they filmed all the scenes from Endor, and then you
Yeah.
can take photos. Don't do what I did. I assumed I could find one. I couldn't. It was sad.
No.
Why would you assume you can find one?
I don't know. I
Find
figured they
Ewok or
might
find a
have like
redwood.
a little gift shop where it's like
Well,
things
they
that
don't
were.
sell
Okay, no,
dinosaurs
no,
in
guys.
Hawaii where they filmed Jurassic Park. So
They should.
No, hang on, guys. I was
We got
right.
sidetracked.
Guys, I was right on the initial assumption. It is around 50-ish feet tall trees. Because the Ashwood, while being a very ancient forest, it is still called Ashwood because it's mostly ash trees, which average
okay.
around 40 to 60 feet tall.
You don't say.
Okay.
Also, if they're in a swamp, they will potentially be slightly stunted.
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, so Sig, as you're sort of flying up in the air, not quite making it through the canopy, you hold the glass jar. The walls are sort of reeling back, but they're still sort of forming a circle around you guys. And you can tell like they're not exactly aggressive right now. It's more like they're inquisitive sort of thing.
Damn
And
dogs.
then these guys are gonna move up to here, and this guy is gonna move. He's gonna double move all the way up to you guys. He technically provokes from all of you. As
Oh,
he's
what
sort
the fuck?
of moving past, he sort of brushes past a tree, sort of cracking some of the branches as they push forward, and thump, 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 thump. They jump, grab onto a tree trunk, push themselves forward with an arm, and land in front of you, splashing the water and mud everywhere. Robin, they sort of lean down because they're like 7'7".
Yeah.
They sort of
Big
lean
boy.
down, crouch almost, so that their face is pretty much up to yours.
And
Right
Robin
next to
like
you.
wipes off the swamp gunk and just like straight stares him in the face.
Give me a knowledge local, and I will give you a +4 in this check because of your upbringing.
I'm also gonna use my card as well, so I get a +12.
Oh my god.
All right, go for it.
Oh my
So
god.
this
This
is
is
gonna
the
be a
way.
total of die roll plus 18.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a 25.
Holy
All right. So, Robin, as the wolf sort of lands in front of you, they sort of scratch their arm and put it forward, sort of gesturing towards you. And you remember your Uncle Thane telling you about this. They are offering you to trade blood in a form of peace. But you are gonna end up taking, essentially, if you allow them, they will slash your arm open to trade blood with you, which has a
Yeah,
very high risk
absolutely.
of contracting
That's
lycanthropy in your case. But
Yeah, I'm gonna become immune to diseases eventually.
all right,
It's fine.
this
This is okay.
I don't know if that's gonna work.
It does
itself.
not counteract things that you've already received.
Yeah.
Okay, so whoa. Okay, all right, that's cool though. I'll give it a go.
all
I
right.
have fortitude save.
Could you
so
not
it's
slash
alright.
your own arm instead?
Well, Erica's
no,
like,
it has to
got her-
be-
Erica still got her sword out, and she's like, "I can do that if you want."
No,
Like-
it's all right.
No.
And Robin's
He's like,
what?
He's like, "I'm immune to disease. I can do this if you want."
Yeah, it's not gonna work if you do it. Robin's just saying like, just shut up. Just let me do this.
All right. You put your arm forward, Robin.
Yep.
All right.
You
As
can
you
have
put
it go.
Yeah, as you put your arm forward, they slash at the inside of your arm, sort of from your sort of the inside of your elbow all the way to your wrist. It's a somewhat superficial wound from a single claw, but it's still bleeding quite profusely. And then they grab onto your elbow with their bleeding arm, and you can tell like your two bloodstreams are sort of mingling in the wounds. And then they pull away, and they sort of
How much damage does it deal?
You take 7.7 points of damage.
Okay, so I end up taking 2
Because you...
because
Oh yeah,
I
you've got the
ignore the
ablative
first
barrier
5.
up.
Yeah.
Right, you have
Yeah.
a bladed barrier.
Oh,
Thankfully,
that's interesting.
you do take 2 points of damage, and I will secret a roll for your... What's your fortitude save?
My fortitude save is plus 14, and if I fail, I'm gonna re-roll it.
Sure, you want to use your reroll on this?
Yeah, because I get 1 daily save reroll,
Okay,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not doing my weekly roll today.
Okay.
So this would be the one to make.
What was it? Sorry, what was it that you said your bonus is?
14?
Plus 14.
Yeah, plus
Okay.
14 and reroll if I fail.
Okay. All right.
Paladins, man.
That and we've
right.
invested a lot into making sure Robin doesn't die.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Yeah,
his items are-
I have the things in place. Yes.
All right. You wouldn't know if you succeeded or not yet.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to use your reroll in case you did fail. But so far, it seems everything's okay. And in Sylvan, the werewolf sort of says, "Go," and sort of gestures towards the north, sort of dismissing you, sort of like get going, sort of thing. And we are technically going to fall out of initiative order unless you guys really want to fight against a pack of werewolves and they're...
Yeah.
I feel like a
Robin's gonna
pack
turn to
of
everybody.
werewolves.
Robin's gonna turn to everybody and be like, "We don't have time for this. We gotta go."
I'm with you on this one. I don't really want to fight the werewolves.
You
Eric
just
will
hear
have-
Silera be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Let's talk about this later. Let's just go. It's
Right.
best if we leave. Also, Sigus, if you
Robin?
could dispel this so I can get on my horse.
I will dispel this.
You're like holding on to Pashka because you're like the same size. Like,
You would, like,
Pashka's
pick her up.
anyway.
It's like picking
You're
up a
coming with
dog.
us.
Like a big dog.
Asher has to stand next to me whenever I'm this size. If she has all my large arrows.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny.
Robin will also, as he's sort of moving, just pop over here, do another Cure Light Wounds on the wolf for 7, and then mount up and get ready to go.
All right.
It floats back down.
All right. So as you guys sort of start moving back towards your horses, you see the wolves. The 2 werewolves sort of let out a howl, dismissing all the wolves, which in turn turn away and run off into the darkness.
All right, now I fight around. No, just kidding.
Yeah, no.
Robin will
Let's
just keep
hack
going,
it.
be like, "All right, this is your problem now. This is not my fault."
This werewolf is also going to sort of run away. However, the one that was talking to Robin, as you sort of go over to mount, I believe you were going with Salera.
I think.
Yes.
Oh, one more thing before I do mount.
Yes.
There is, we still have haste for like at least 2 more rounds. So Robin's
Yes.
gonna take those 2 rounds, moving like fucking 40 feet. No, actually he ignores difficult terrain, so he moves 160 feet in a round.
Okay.
And he's gonna go pick up the dual swords using the Robe of Infinite Twine to wrap a loop around them, not touch them, and then fishing hook them into the fanny pack.
You'll be able
so
to
that we
only
have-
get 2 more.
Okay. Yep. That's fine.
Because it takes independent of you being hasted, it takes a standard action to grab, to do the loop and connect them.
Sure, I would take my time and do the 3rd because the other 2 escaped.
Okay.
But the more evil weapons we remove from this evil forest, then the better, I guess.
Right. So, Robin, as you're sort of finishing up and start to sort of mount up with the evil weapons in tow, and everyone's sort of starting to get the horses out of the mud pits that they sort of begun to sink in. I'll send you one last message that the werewolf sort of tells you in Sylvan again, as they are starting to drop onto all fours, turn into a full-fledged gigantic direwolf, and then break into a sprint. As they
Robin
too
will
go
just-
into this.
Like, respond thanks in Sylvan. Like, just one word. You guys can probably figure out that's what it is. Make your
Okay.
assumptions. You just say thanks.
Yeah. All of you now know the Sylvan for things in this context.
Yep. Robin's just gonna sort of turn to Grigori and be like, yeah, so I think there's like an actual lich in here, so we better fucking hustle.
Sigis,
Wait,
you're
whoa.
sort of floating at this point. Are you still going up or coming back down?
I'm coming back. Now I'm so tempted. So I might as, you know what? But this is, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going up. I'm checking out what's above the tree line.
Okay.
I'm hoping I
Yeah.
find some crazy evil temple.
All right.
Just for
Yeah,
fun.
you sort of break through the tree line after 2 more rounds of moving straight up. You break into the night sky. You're being buffeted by strong winds and almost hail, but not quite. Like it's one of those like storms where the droplets almost feel like straight up buckets of water being thrown at you. But amongst all of that, you see that there's a. It almost looks like a shooting star, like a glowing green sphere, quite far in the distance from the looks of it, but it's clearly moving in a sort of sinusoidal way. It's sort of shifting left and right, zigzagging, and moving towards you. You think because it's growing brighter and larger.
Ooh. Is there any? Is there any way I can gain like wrinkle my brain at this and try and like
You
is
can
it
give
some kind of
me-
magic like before I come down and run away?
Sure, you can give me another perception check first.
All right,
Because you just see like a sphere of light, pretty much.
for sure.
Yeah, no, it's very likely that some kind of either magical beast or elemental, or a spellcaster coming at using like some kind of magic or fast movement.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to drop back down and be like, there's a crazy glowing green light coming at us very quickly.
Robin's
So
just
we
gonna
should the
Robin's just
fuck
gonna be like,
on.
all right, that's the Black Demon Witch. We gotta get out of here.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm gonna
cool.
run towards Robin and
Yeah, I'll mount up.
All right.
Since
Uh,
Grigori is
Ride
still
by mount
working on shrinking, Erica will jump on sourdough with Sigis.
And
I'll
should-
probably
as we
run
head
along
out, we should meet up.
because like until I get shrunk, I'll just run along Pashto because I'm not slow to the train, unlike my horse.
Yep.
So
Oh,
You
I literally
I
can keep
do
up
dispel
with
it.
without any issue.
you pretty much move
Oh.
at the same speed as Pashko.
All right, but yeah,
Might as
if,
well
if
not
you're
waste
shrinking
time.
me, then I'll just hop on Pashto.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys sort of mount back up with the warning that Sigis gave you, and you start heading north. I'm guessing.
Yep.
No,
Alright.
northwest. Yeah.
You
That's
continue-
where he pointed.
Yep. You
Yep.
continue on your way northwest towards the town of Turtleback Ferry, and I'll move you back to the map. And I want
I mean,
everyone.
are we just riding this through the night at this point? Because we're gonna be
It's that
fucking
or fight a
tired.
lich. Let's
Yep.
fucking get out of here.
Yep.
All right. Everyone can give me perception checks at this point.
We're gonna be exhausted, but at least we'll live.
And I have another question. Are you guys still holding onto your sources of light, or are you gonna risk it and go through the forest?
I
Eric
can't
has-
see without them.
I was gonna say
I'll-
our horses can't see, so I think we need
Can
to.
I maybe I asked this last session, but am I able to cast Dancing Light while I'm riding my horse?
Yes, you can, and
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can move them.
Well,
with
then
you.
I will do that
Okay,
so that there's
yeah.
So
you're
there's
for-
light, apparently.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remind me.
Since there's no on Grigori's horse, he's gonna distance himself a little bit.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So Grigori, are you falling back or moving ahead of the body, or sideways? Like, what kind of situation are you doing?
Probably falling back.
Okay, so you're sort of falling back a little bit so that you can distance yourself from the party. Right, so eventually everyone but Grigori sort of hits a clearing, and Grigori, you're sort of catching up to them about a round behind them, so that you're sort of outside the range of their lights. Silera and Robin, the two of you, as you're sort of going through the clearing, which is quite a short clearing, quite a small clearing, but a clearing nonetheless, you sort of have a moment to breathe with the humidity that had been accumulating, sort of dying down, getting a little bit of a fresh breeze of air. You sort of look behind you, and you do see that the light has been moving across the night sky and suddenly goes plummeting into the ground. You gather it's probably where you guys were before.
Yeah.
You're sort of a good 2 to 3 minutes ride away from it at this point. But you did see sort of landing it there. Grigori, eventually you catch up to them, or at least catch up to the clearing, and you do get the feeling like there's once again silence in the forest aside from the rainfall. And as you sort of look around, you don't see anything moving at all. There's no wolves, there's no birds in the trees, there's nothing. It's just almost completely barren land if it weren't for the skeletal remains of the trees here. And as you're sort of looking around, everything has that sort of orange and reddish colors of autumn already, but some of these trees have turned pitch black. And you can tell there's some kind of necromantic energies infused into the ground, judging from the state of the land. Yeah.
Erica's gonna yell back to Grigori. Grigori, can you remember the way back to this area? We're going to need to advise someone or come back with a battalion if there is truly a lich in this forest. I don't like the idea of relying on werewolves to deal with the problem forever.
Oh, that's all right. I have someone. I know a guy.
It's gonna take more than a guy, Robin.
Oh, he's definitely more than just a guy. I can tell you that much.
Is it Salazar?
Nope.
Okay, I'm drawing a blank. Anyway,
I think I failed to mention that my
out.
Uncle Thane is a renowned undead hunter, just like Grigori. You might know him.
I'm glad you added Hunter, because a renowned undead.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
You didn't get his uncle to fight the other undead.
Actually,
Easy clap.
yo, can we roll a knowledge local on Robin's
Sure.
uncle?
Give me a knowledge nobility.
I don't know if I have. Actually, no, I do have all the knowledges now. I can roll that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey.
I know.
All right.
Actually, I did pretty good.
Yeah, you did.
Salera, you've heard of Sir Thane, who is a paladin, an undead hunter. He's not just an undead hunter. He's hunted many other things, including demons, but he's best known for his intrepid escapades fighting against the undead. In particular, he's one of the few people to not have gone insane, having fought somewhere near the World Wound to the north of Varizia, and having returned from those trips. He sort of went dark quite a few years ago, and nobody really knows what happened to him, but I've heard of him. And the same goes for Erica. You've heard of him a little bit more passingly, less so as Sir Thane and more as Thane, the undead scourge, or the scourge of the undead.
Wait, your Uncle Thane is that Thane? I thought it was just some crazy old man telling you stories.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. You should have more faith in me.
What in you peeing on walls has ever demonstrated that we should have more faith in you, sir?
I don't think I need to reiterate this again, but that was literally my house.
Not your house. You do not own it. Anyway, let's get out of here before the lich catches up.
Erica's sassy today.
All right, yeah. So you guys keep on pressing through the night. Are you guys just gonna not sleep and never stop and just try to get as far as possible, or what?
Yep.
Unless there's some place that we can obviously hide, I think we're gonna have to ride through it because I don't think we want to play peekaboo with the lich.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
to
the
be
Lich can
fair-
just dispel magic on a tiny hut, so let's actually get the fuck out of here.
Well, you have to know where the tiny hut is.
They
Oh,
all
detect
almost all have
magic.
true stealing.
Or true sight, yeah.
True sight.
Well,
Yeah.
what exactly did the wolf say it was?
The black demon witch, and given the association with the lesser liches, probably a head honcho might be not so lesser.
Yeah, but it could also be a powerful necromancer. That's technically possible.
Yeah.
But like the way
Not that we want to fuck with one, but I'm saying it's not necessarily. We're not talking about Tarbathon here.
no. But if they're flying using, depending, they seem to be going pretty quick. So I
Yeah,
imagine they're using one
agreed.
of the faster flight spells.
The flying fireball thing is a little intimidating.
It's pretty sweet.
But-
I'll be honest.
But
I'm jealous.
demon witch, maybe polymorphing or something along those lines if they've got access to those spells.
I mean, it's just speculation.
Wait,
I don't want to.
We're gonna have to come back down the river at some point, right? Like,
Yeah.
we can
Yes,
come.
But whether it's a true lich changes whether we need to bring an army here or we need to bring Thane and his hunting crew.
I mean, I think we can handle it with Thane. I'll send a raven when we actually get a day to breathe, and
Yeah.
we can figure this out in a couple weeks.
Agreed. Turtleback is the priority.
Yep.
Right. So you guys continue to press through the night, and eventually it's getting to be like 2 a.m. sort of thing. Give me just 1 second because I see something. Actually, Grigori, give me a knowledge religion.
All right.
No
Damn
more
it.
secrets.
I cannot roll above a 10 for knowledge.
Also,
you're
give
having
me
trouble.
also a knowledge local as well.
I rolled a 10 on the one earlier. Oh wait, no, this is
No, I need a knowledge
that-
local as well.
I don't know shit.
You don't think this thing? It might not even be a lich from the description they gave. Liches usually aren't witches or described as such, but the fact that they called it a black demon gives you a black demon witch. Sounds a little bit off. Like there's probably some translation errors in there. So maybe it might be something else.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's.
Do you want Erica to make a similar roll? Or
Nope.
leave it
That
now?
was just for Kukuri.
Oh, right, because he's undead hunter man.
Yep. But yeah, you guys sort of push your horses until it's around like 2 a.m. and your horses are starting to like mechanically taking non-lethal damage from exhaustion and running through a swamp, essentially.
Mhm.
They're damaging their legs as they're sort of pressing on through the hard terrain.
I mean, I'll cure light wounds wand on Shadow Mist and just make sure that doesn't happen.
They're
That's
still
how that
going to
works.
be taking
Yeah.
non-lethal
Like,
damage
feel
because it's forced marching essentially. Every hour of forced marching that you go beyond your limit, you take non-lethal damage.
And then,
force
but
marching
you heal
non-lethal
non-lethal damage for every normal damage you heal.
Yes. Essentially, you're
And
you're
forced
trying
march.
to fight off the
Yeah,
exhaustion with your healing.
yeah.
So we could overcome that with magic, but do we want to, or do we want to just like camp? Because like,
How far are we through the wood, do you figure?
Survival check if you want to try and figure that one out.
Also, when we noted that we were going to be traveling through the night, Grigori would have got off Pashka and just started running next to her.
Okay.
I got you guys.
I was gonna roll it, but it wouldn't have been great.
That's not
I mean-
amazing, but it's pretty good.
Hold on, I got this.
Here, let me try it with my +3.
Hey.
So Grigori, you can't quite get a perfect reading on where exactly you should be on the Ashwood because you're missing your usual markers. You have no skylight, you have no moon nor stars.
Note that I cannot get lost.
You cannot get lost, but that doesn't mean you can't be certain of where exactly you are. Like, oh yeah, you're sort of generally in this area. If you head west, you're gonna hit the Skull River in a couple hours, sort of thing.
Gotcha.
You should be somewhere around, and I'll mark it on the map, somewhere around the A for Ashwood.
How long ago did we get attacked? Like, how much further back?
You've
a
been
couple
traveling
hours.
for a few hours now.
I think it'd be okay to
Yeah, because
stop and
Good.
rest, but
it seemed like it was like really like at the beginning where we were attacked because it was like we
It
came
was
in.
like an hour into the forest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was more like 2 hours into the forest, and then you guys did 3 more hours, and that's when your horses are starting to sort of keel over. It's
So
somewhere
5
around there
hours,
total.
and we're halfway through.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
we should
have
rest.
to camp now.
So that's
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have to. We have no choice.
Yeah. Sigus, do you have those not sleeping spells still?
I do.
I think,
I have
I
one of
think
those.
we probably want to have at minimum Robin and I up with Detect
I don't
Evil
sleep
on.
anyways.
Yeah,
Right.
but you'll still
I-
get the benefit of resting.
Okay,
So
fair
you
enough.
can have your abilities back
Sure.
Yeah.
mechanically, I guess.
Yeah, let me just drop that spell and then you guys can eat that. And then I just will need to. Not
And
that one.
we are long resting. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
I would suggest double watches at least, but if we've got a couple of us just staying up, it doesn't matter.
right.
Grigori can stay up. He'll definitely stay up.
Don't quite yet refresh your character sheets because
Yeah,
some
no,
events might happen during the night.
Yeah, I figured. The
Yeah.
Demon Witch.
Yeah. So who's taking first watch, or is everyone taking watch with the spell? Is the
Well,
idea.
how many of those
Everyone
do you have,
does,
Sigus?
pretty much.
So I have one of those, and then I can use it on 4 of us. So 4 of us can stay awake, and some of us can sleep.
Literally one of you.
Well,
If you
so
if you don't want to
technically we
use it on
could-
me, like it's cool because like I still have key. I just don't have a smite.
Like, no, here, I'm gonna cast it twice. I'm just gonna use my Pearl of Power.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That works.
And then tiny hut.
So
And then
we're,
Tiny Hut. But Tiny Hut just takes a while because I have to load it.
well, question: do we even want a tiny hut? If,
Yes.
If
Yeah,
if we're
I mean, I want a
always.
Tiny Hut.
Always
100%.
tiny hut.
well, just because we're
Um,
all not sleeping effectively anyway.
It hides us. It provides good temperatures.
And shelter.
The way to go.
Also
Okay.
makes it harder for us to be spotted because we're blended with the surrounding.
Yeah, we're literally it's an opaque sphere from the outside. Like we
Yeah.
can't be seen.
It's literally like a camo tent.
Okay. Everyone can roll me perception checks as you guys are sort of a lot of you are spending the night awake with your
The last one I
horses.
got was a 34. What was that for?
Paranoid party, nat 20.
The last what?
The last perception
Perception.
check I made was a 34. What was that for?
It was the
That was for the clearing.
spotting the light
The
as it
thing
landed.
diving into the woods.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only you and Solera were able to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Three.
difference between a nat 1 and a nat 20 apparently is 7.
All right. So I'm waiting for Solera and Sigus to give me perception checks as well, since you guys are also awake. Yes, Solera? Sounded
Nothing.
like you wanted to say something.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Grigori and Erica then. I'll go with Erica first. Erica, there's like as you guys are sort of silently keeping watch.
She
Trying to...
is doing Detect Evil, by the way, just to be clear on that.
Okay. Yeah, you sort of detect evil, sort of scanning back and forth. Um, you eventually, like, every now and then, like, get a ping, like, a very brief ping, and then it's gone, and you sort of try to search for it, and nothing comes up, and you know, like, it's probably, like, judging from the size and the speed of it, it was probably some kind of spirit, like a loose ghost or something that sort of brushed nearby. Nothing happens for a couple minutes. Even like you probably call into your party to stay aware. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
happens. Grigori, um, no, Erica, the ping, you sort of get it again, like detect something within range. You don't get a specific location in the first round, and then it's gone again. And once you bring that one up to the party, Grigori, sort of you once again you notice that there's no animal wildlife in the area. There's that sort of strange silence to the forest, and you can see like here and there, like glints of the light sort of shining, reflecting off of your, um, sorry, glints of reflections from your sort of campfire and your torches, shining off what looks like a beetle or maybe some other form of somewhat large insect, like the size of your palm. Um, and as you sort of focus with your eagle eyes of the eagle, sort of squint at it, you can tell like there are spiders, like very large spiders, sort of hanging around on the treetops and crawling from within the trees, the sort of decayed trees, crawling around and then moving and then suddenly stopping whenever Erica sort of pans over the area.
So
I would quietly relate that to the party.
wait, so the spiders are only evil when they move? What? Because they're stopping when I'm panning over, right?
Yeah, you sort of now that Grigor sort of brings this to your attention, you sort of pan over, and it feels like when you cast, when you're sort of focusing your detectile towards the area where the spiders are, uh, they don't detect as evil. And in fact, as the two of you are sort of focusing, looking at the spiders, they don't even look like they're moving at all. Like they're straight up dead.
They're. I've seen. I think I know what's going on here. I think they're being controlled, and when they release control when I'm panning over them. I'm willing to bet that's what's happening here.
That means that we're being watched.
Yes. Well, they may not know exactly where we are yet, but with the tent. But do we know if spiders have tremor sense or anything like that, or
Normal spiders,
are they?
no. They only
They
they
do
would
But
only
they,
have
like
webs.
10-foot tremor sense.
No, they only have like something equivalent to web sense, like tremor surge, but only while you're touching a web of a spider, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no. It's a normal mundane spider with just
Yeah.
vision and vibration on their web.
okay. Um,
Well, I think we just be quiet and stay here because either something's found us or it hasn't. And like there's the chance that they haven't and we like leave, but that'll
blow our
probably cause
cover.
more attention.
Yeah, we don't want to blow our cover if they haven't realized we're here. Let's just I guess keep an eye on them, and I guess Erica will ready since these things like. Do they seem undead in the way that they're moving? Like you said, they look like they're dead when they stop,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you can give me,
So
both you and Grigori can give me knowledge religion. I'll
oh,
see.
okay. I'm just gonna roll nat
Oh
20s
my
now.
god.
Wow. All right.
I'm waiting for Erica's result.
That is Erica's result.
I'm not seeing it.
I think
It's
you're
not
gonna talk to
showing.
yourself, but
I think you're talking to yourself, yeah?
Am I?
Yeah,
No,
because it's not popping
And
up.
we
don't-
didn't see
we
anything.
don't see anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's slow. It
All
was
they
like
see
that
is
for me
my
every
natural
once in a
one.
while.
Do you
It
guys
was like
see
that
my-
for me every once
Do you
in a while.
guys see that nat 20 on the perception?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I haven't changed anything since then, so I shouldn't be. Oh, fuck me.
I mean, if you
Disconnected?
roll on that 20, you can just screenshot it.
Yeah, no, I'll take your word
Yep.
for it.
It's a
What's
35.
the 35 is total?
35?
Okay.
Yeah, my internet just crapped out on the computer. Hold on a second. It's been
Don't
doing
worry
this.
about it. Right, so Grigory and Erica, you're sort of like trying to put 2 and 2 together. Grigory, you've heard of undead sort of being able to work as puppets for their masters, but spider undead are sort of not very common because they're very undead in general are very expensive to create, and creating things that are easy to destroy would be sort of pointless. Erica, with that information, yeah, exoskeletons are skeletons indeed.
That's broken.
These might not just be skeletons. These might, you gather, are a little bit more complex than just your standard undead. Because if they were undead, just straight up undead, they should have popped up on your detect evil, even if they stopped moving. It might be the case that these are powered by necromancy, but maybe beyond the state of undeath and more in the realm of a construct.
I think the play is here that if they get close enough to the thing where we're going to be discovered, if they keep moving forward, I'll burn some of my energy and channel and destroy them. Hopefully that'll save us from being discovered immediately, but we will likely need to relocate if that happens.
All right.
How many of
But
these
yeah.
do I see?
How many?
Yeah.
How many spiders?
Yeah.
What's your
Hundreds?
perception check? 33. You see 13 of them in the nearby trees.
Like
Jesus.
medium-sized creatures, or
No, diminutive.
okay.
The size of the palm,
Diminutive?
like the body itself is smaller than the palm of your hand. With the legs, it might be slightly bigger than the palm of your hand.
All right, so like face hugger almost.
No,
No.
Smaller even than a
Smaller.
face hugger.
Like tarantula, a little bit smaller than a tarantula.
Yeah.
Think
Okay.
wharf spider or something like that.
No, a wart spider is a medium creature.
So basically, unless though they touch like our hut, we're leaving them
Sorry,
alone.
I meant like IRL wharf spiders, not
Oh.
whatever fucked up version Pathfinder has.
Sorry, you said warp spider. I was already thinking about face spiders. Yeah, it's
But
it's
yeah,
like
if they do
it's-
touch the dome, they crawl over it though.
Yeah, they're
So-
essentially the size of a tarantula.
Mhm.
Maybe a little bit smaller.
Wait, so
than
the
a tarantula.
dome they'll just crawl over?
The
I thought they
pro-
would
can
pass
crawl
into
on-
it.
No.
Yep. It's a solid surface essentially.
How would they find the entrance?
There is no
There
entrance.
is no entrance. Only the people allocated by the spellcaster can pass through it.
I'm gonna-
Are our horses gonna be in trouble?
No, our whole hut smells like horse.
You guys are sort of very very tight together with the horses and a little bit of light and that's about it. Like there's no room for you to maneuver out of here. Or around
Okay,
the
well,
tent,
I mean, if
essentially.
they're just gonna crawl over us, then maybe. My worry is if they're construct type things that they're just gonna march right on in, but
Right. So what are you guys doing? Are you just gonna sit around and relax for a moment, keep your guards up? What's your plan, guys?
I mean, I'm not doing
We're-
anything.
Yeah.
We're just
The
gonna
one
chill.
thing, do you think casting like a small spell like is worth it, or would some things might be able to detect that, so we
Nah,
should just chill.
Nah, guys, literally.
Yeah, just chill.
I guess
nothing's
we're
going
in a
on.
spell.
Just vibe.
Yeah,
They're just chill there.
so
Forest is gonna forest, you know.
If anything happens, whoever's on watch
We'll
will
deal
let
with
you
it.
know. Like,
perfect. Then I'm gonna sleep with my eyes open.
because that's what we do.
Hmm.
Fuck yeah, magic.
And I'm probably gonna doze off because I can't keep my eyes open anymore.
Okay.
Well, you have a spell, so you don't have to sleep.
Yeah, you literally don't get tired.
Oh, I didn't know that I had it.
Yeah, everybody got it.
We all
'cause you
do.
did
Okay,
the
well then-
double cast.
Even our
Yeah.
even our horses.
Okay.
Actually, no, we should probably let them just sleep so they shut the fuck up.
I mean, it actually doesn't matter because
No, no,
even
no.
then,
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yep, because they still get a full night's rest standing up.
Yeah.
All right, that's for
Cool.
all those encounter dice.
All right. In that case, after about 2 more hours of resting, you guys are about halfway through what would be considered a long rest already.
Mhm.
You would see off in the distance, sort of cutting through the woods, a little bit of light, and it's you can tell like it's far enough that it's going to take like another maybe half an hour to an hour for it to get there.
Is
But
it green?
you do see that sort of green glow, sort of piercing through the woods.
Well, so
So,
much for them not finding us.
Do we parlay or do we skedaddle? What's going on?
If it's some sort of undead demon witch, I would very much like to put an end to it.
All right. Well, we should probably.
like to put an end to it, but we
I
don't
would
know
not like to
what,
fight it now.
Yeah, we
Well,
don't know who
what
or what
it
it is.
is.
Yeah.
Is it,
Well, we have
is
some
it
time.
dangerous to attack it?
We have some time here, so we could attempt to buff ourselves to a point where we could take it on.
Can I knowledge the title of Black Demon Witch?
Sure. Give me a knowledge. No, knowledge planes, I suppose. Because you're.
No.
Nope. You have no
Can-
fucking idea.
Can Sig
Can
Sig
I?
gives you a knowledge
Yeah,
planes?
anyone can give me a knowledge planes.
Because I took points in that, baby.
Hey, I finally rolled high on our knowledge, guys.
There you go.
Nice.
Alright.
It's
I got a 12.
Unfortunately, still a 10.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't roll above a 10.
Alright. I'll say Soler and Sigis, the two of you are pretty certain there's no one, at least no one famous, by the title of Black Demon Witch. It might be like a misnomer or a mistranslation, because maybe as you guys are sort of putting your brains together and talking to Robin, there are some words that are not available in Sylvan, because Sylvan is the speech of or the tongue of nature. So sometimes it doesn't really have words for constructs of civilization or concepts of the planes.
Can I do a linguistics to try and get a better translation?
Sure, give me a linguistics check, because you're the only one that can do this because you actually know Sylvan.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. It might be incorrect to call it a black demon witch. It might be more accurate to say maybe it was black devil, or black devil might be in reference to a devil that is black, as in a specific type of devil, but there's no word for that type of devil. So the best approximation is a black devil.
Yeah. So maybe not necessarily a black demon. Maybe a devil. Probably not a fiend. And the witch part might just be the fact that demons and devils and fiends can cast spells. So it might be a devil of some kind.
Well, in that
Yeah.
I'll give you one more thing, and that is that the word witch, it's the closest approximation in Sylvan that you would have to a spellcaster. AKA, it's either druid, cleric, or witch, essentially.
Yeah.
Witch/wizard, right?
Yeah.
There is no word for necromancer. I would say in
This is
Sylvan.
unnatural,
Because
yeah.
it's completely unnatural. It might be like a. The closest thing would be to call it like a death witch or a unnatural witch, like that which must not be. Which,
Yeah, a death witch would have been necromancer, probably.
Yeah.
Right? That would make the
Um,
most sense.
Yeah, that would make more sense, but it might be beyond the intelligence of the
Yeah.
creatures that gave you this
Mhm.
tidbit. However, with this information, Grigori, it could be someone you know, which sort of doesn't sound good, but also sort of fits that description.
Define someone you know there.
Ominous.
Well, Rory would not tell you
Nope.
this part.
Yeah, no,
Gaia.
I was just checking.
Just for sorry to pass so many questions, but how many hours has it been since our last battle?
Since your last
About
battle, now it would
7?
be
Yeah.
4 hours. No, 5.
4 hours? 5?
It's
Okay.
getting
Well,
close
we
to
rode
5.
for a few hours and then we rested for
Yeah.
4 total, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Gaia.
No, so wait. It's been 7 hours since your last fight then, because
Yeah.
you traveled
Right.
for 3 and then rested for 4.
Yeah.
I still have mage armor, but a blade of barrier is off.
Okay.
I'm down to do whatever. I'm pretty tapped out on spells, but you know, I have sloosh points. So whatever we need, I can pull back. But
It is probably best for us to leave.
Yeah. I don't
Yep.
want to fight a lich.
If you're saying it's a demon, then that's even more reason to stay and fight it. They're not nearly as powerful. I've fought many myself.
Okay, but like,
I would suggest that we leave.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if Grigori says it's time to go, it's time to go.
it's gonna be an undertaking to get rid of whatever this is, and as much as I also want to fuck this thing up, like we're already delayed on Turtleback. Like we need to figure out what the fuck is going on.
promise you, if we come back near this woods, we can come back. But like, I don't think
I'll
This is a
have
job
battle
for a
in
little
well
day.
fatigued
We will come back for
in the
this.
night.
I'll have
Okay.
my Uncle Thane talk to Salazar, and they'll squat up,
Hmm.
and
Squaw.
they'll
If
fuck up the
if
Ashwood.
it's a demon, we don't need Salazar and Thane. I am more than happy to come back here and fix this problem myself.
I do
Thane
not.
is more than
Yes.
happy to deal with demons and undead. He'll do it himself.
All right, on that note, let's go.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys are sort of breaking your rest in half and picking back
Yep.
up.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
yes.
Your
So
horses have
we
had
don't get the benefits of being rested
Nope.
No.
for even the half part, though.
Nope. I will
Except
say
For the elf.
I will. Oh, that's a very good point. Because you are rested, you haven't prepared your spells. yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Because technically you've gotten enough time to trance, sort of thing. But it's just like, oh, I'm finally done with trancing. Okay, we need to get the fuck out of here. Sort of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Usually would take 2 more hours to prepare yourself for the day.
I always forget that because as a spellcaster, it doesn't matter anyways because I need
Yep.
8 hours.
Yep. I think we went over this, but it's 6 hours for you specifically. Because normally it would be 6 and 2, and for you it's 4 and 2. But yeah,
Oh.
you guys get on your horses and start to hit the road again. You can tell like the light is sort of moving about on pace with you guys for the first couple minutes. And then you can tell that you're sort of moving further away as the light sort of begins to dim out in the distance.
We should take it easy on the horses if we can.
Yeah, I agree.
If
As
Grigori-
Grigori is running next to his still.
I was gonna say we should do like some hot swaps if that's the case. Like move Pashka up to carry people, move one of the other ones back and heal it a bit.
That works.
We can just walk the horses until we notice that it's actually starting to catch up.
Yes. Yeah, since it stopped like it was, since it isn't keeping up with us anymore, it's probably best to just. I think it's safe to hop off and walk for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Because
They-
Erica, Your base. So I think mine and Erica's base speed is only 30 though.
Yeah.
So it's 15 in the thing. Not a big deal.
And
Okay.
if you guys want, like, I can scout. Remember, so I can just like
I mean, if it's glowing, we're gonna see it coming too.
no, I can
Yeah,
scout
I think
ahead
it-
so that we don't hit like a roadblock and get stuck between two things.
I think I personally would rather you be with the squad, even if it ends up being the wrong decision.
Okay.
If you prefer, I mean, I could go with Robin. I may not be able to quite keep up with him, but he could slow himself down a little bit.
Yeah, or actually, yeah.
Because you
Or
ignore
if
the
you,
difficult terrain. We both do, is the idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be pretty chill for both of us to go.
Yeah. or like if one of you wants to go, and we'll just use message. So as long as you're within like, forget the amount, but anyways.
It's like a couple hundred feet, I think.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, I forget this is Pathfinder. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Basically a soccer field. Or
Yep.
football field, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I think we just mostly.
Yeah, you're sort of pushing yourselves because you haven't rested properly, but not pushing your horses quite as much as you might want / could. And it's looking like you might have, judging from probably Grigori's estimates, you have another about 7 or 8 hours of traveling easy to get to the closest point where the Ashwood sort of breaks apart.
And it's also like what, 6 in the morning?
At this point, it is around 7 in the morning, and there's still no sunlight.
Yeah.
It's just like pitch black. There's that sort of silverish sky as you see the sunlight is sort of trying to but failing to pierce through the thick cloud coverage as rain continues to fall heavily. You do see like a few, like almost a double rainbow in the distance.
Oh, dude, double rainbow. Oh,
boy.
wow. Amazing.
Actually, I think if Grigori and Robin are going to scout, I'll cast Long Strider myself so we can just haul ass. I forgot it lasts for 8 hours.
Okay.
Also,
Should
if
be
you really want to scout, you can like crawl up a tree or something.
How many of you have seen like Naruto, or at least the scene of Naruto where they're running through the forest?
I definitely seen a bunch of Naruto.
Okay, so you know how like suddenly they are running in a straight line and there's a passage through the trees as they were jumping from branch to branch? That's pretty much what's going on with Grigori and Robin. There's like,
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
as you guys are sort of moving from tree branch to tree branch, from trunk to trunk, sort of doing circles around the party to make sure that nothing comes to them. How long do you guys want to go? Are you just gonna push it as far as you can?
Like, do we want to just push it and get to the river and then like camp by the river? Or at the
We
town?
don't know the status
Think-
of Turtleback Ferry. Like, we could get there and it could be worse than the Ashwood.
Yeah,
Like,
I think we can push to the river, like near Turtleback, and we'll just camp out like where it like
Yeah.
gets wider.
I think that,
right in
yeah.
that area.
yeah.
All right.
We'll push to there.
Um,
Worst case, we can always like tiny, like on the like edge of town,
Mhm.
right? And like hide from the town.
all right.
Yeah, I say we
Then-
get out of the forest and then we. Well,
great news, everyone! I have internet again.
Nice.
Yay.
That's
Yay!
pretty good.
Right. So, as you guys push yet another 6 hours, your horses are beginning to slow down again, and you know, like they are taking essentially non-lethal damage. You guys are sort of gonna have to expend a couple, I would say 6 more charges of your light wounds if you want to push it.
Yeah, I can. One of our wands can manage that.
Yeah,
you
I'll
want
do
it
it.
on mine or
Just
yours?
do 2 apiece.
Okay, I'll do
Sure.
2.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that.
Best to spread it out so one person isn't like out of a wand at a crucial time.
Okay.
You right.
Yeah, so it's as you're reaching that 6th hour mark, you see a little bit of the tree coverage starts to break apart, and once again you feel the water just buffeting you on the back, as there seems to be a southeastern wind blowing, so southeast to northwest sort of direction. The water sort of hitting you guys on the back, but you break away from the forest and you see the river is somewhat overgrown, but not to the point where it's like overflowing everywhere. It seems like it's containing itself. Probably the dam further north must be doing its work. And you see the passage sort of alongside the Skull River on the skirts of the Ashwood seems to be clear. There are no roads in this area, however, but there's that sort of open skies and open land and water in front of you, being suddenly free from having spent a good like 18 to maybe 20 hours inside of the Ashwood, non-stop traveling essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I will say you guys would be at this point fatigued, including your horses. Because despite using force march, you didn't get your rest proper.
Yep.
All right. Do you think? I guess she'll call out to Grigori and Robin now that we're by the river. Grigori, Robin, are you close by?
Silence. You would hear a message every minute or whatever. There would just be like a nothing here kind of thing.
Sigus, can you tell them that I think if they haven't seen anything, we should try to make camp.
Yeah.
We don't want to go into this unrested. I suspect Nualia and her sister will have some preparations made.
Yeah, well, I will call them, tell them we've reached the river. I'm assuming they've got to the river first and then have continued.
They doubled back probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think they were watching our 6 as well.
So yeah, I will send that message.
You guys would receive the message, and you can see the rest of your party has broken free of the Ashwood as you guys are sort of covering their 6.
Yep. Yeah, so we would just group back up then, and then we would all collectively decide what we're doing. You guys definitely do need to rest. Like, you guys look like shit. No offense.
That's coming from you, Mr. Tattoos over there.
I'm literally fine.
I know you're dying. I shouldn't make fun of you.
Yeah.
So do we want to camp here, or are we pushing towards the town?
I
would like to camp
Yeah,
here.
I think that's a great idea.
Right.
Yeah, the
So-
camping here is a good idea.
Yep.
Amazing. So I'm gonna use 3 blood points to cast Tiny Hut again.
Alright. I can't remember. When you use blood points, is it you swell or you bleed?
No, so that's me like using up the magic, and so I kind of don't like change side. I only like basically I like using blood points is like ripping the extra magic out of my blood, and then I
okay.
surge to like create more blood,
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
which is when I go like Baney.
Yeah, so like
so-
probably we see Sigas going pale then, as you're sort of extracting the magic from your own blood, and the veins sort of turn from their normal sort of rich red and blue to more akin to something grayish and blackish, and your skin turns pale.
Never going to get used to you casting this way. It's very odd.
Yeah, I'm going to then use my last blood point to cast Keep Watch again, on 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not gonna include myself unless anyone else wants to.
Don't include me because I'm not fatigued.
Well,
Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
there's
Yeah.
if Sigus isn't including himself, there's only 4 of us left, so we can just have the
Don't
other
forget
4
the
of us.
horses.
Oh, horses, right?
Yeah. Well, the horses should
I
sleep.
mean, the horses
so-
can just go to sleep.
Yeah.
It is unlikely that they will see combat again today.
Yeah.
True.
Hopefully.
And then the last thing I will do is I am going to surge, to try and get over 2.
All right. Let's see.
So what basically I have like a normal rate that I fill back up to, but I can hold up to double that. And if I go past my point, not over double, I get to keep into the next day.
Nice.
All right. Let's see
so,
how much you're getting.
Yeah.
What happens if the surge goes badly?
Guys.
Like you mean if it goes over my amount?
Well, yeah, sure.
It goes insane.
I don't know how this works at all.
Go
so I'm
insane,
assuming
and I
there's-
try to kill you all with
And-
my most powerful spells as quickly as possible, and then I die.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I mean, to be
So-
fair, if you turned on us, you would die immediately. So
Yeah, you're gonna get riddled.
I technically don't die immediately, but
No.
Well,
We
no, I'm
have
to
saying
zero
Gregory
out
would just
point.
kill you.
Oh yes, yeah. This is
Alright.
why I've specialized in
Abjuration. Oh, yeah, buffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
His most powerful
sorry, I'm
spell
just
is
looking
he
because I
hates
have
himself.
Yeah.
Zooms
yeah,
away.
exactly. Sorry, I have a tab for this. I just don't know where I put it, so I'm just gonna roll a d4,
Yep,
and then
go for
I
it.
can subtract 1 from it if I would like.
Oh yeah, with your leeches.
Yeah, with my little bleeding
little
ritual.
Clumping liches. Leeches, not liches.
Oh, I get 1.
Okay, you have 1 extra
then
blood
I'm
point.
also- And then I'm gonna dump the leeches on my head, bringing myself up to 3. And the leeches will reset.
All right, yeah. You guys watch again as Sigus just dumps an entire jar of blood leeches, which attach to his face, shoulders, arms, and then crawl onto his chest, and they start to swell as they suction away blood from his body. And you're pretty certain he should be dead. Any person should be dead, judging from the amount of blood that those leeches have sucked away. They are extremely plump as Sigus begins to detach them and sort of shove them back into the jar.
Everyone else thinks this is super bizarre, right?
No.
Like I'm not the only one here.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, also, Grigori, I don't know whether this is something you want to do, but could we have rolled a sense motive on you being like, let's get the fuck out of here earlier, or?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's a pretty
I mean,
obvious decision. You'd have
Yeah.
to roll really high.
No,
But,
yeah.
I mean, it's also
also
just
you can
like a
only
player
you can
interaction.
literally only ever see Grigori's eyes. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is, I think you're right, Brandon, that like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to suspect anything since we thought we were being chased by a lich thing.
Yeah, it wasn't shady like at all. It
Yeah.
was just like a
No, that's fair.
yeah,
reasonable decision. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I'm just trying to-
incredibly reasonable decision. yes.
trying to pull backstory. I am now curious.
I mean,
I
you
mean,
can roll
you can
it.
ask.
No,
Be like,
no.
what do
doesn't
you
make
guys
sense.
think this
You're right.
fucking black witch is? Like,
Well, Eric
Um,
is now convinced it's a demon, and she wants to go curb stomp it. So
Yeah.
that's
Also,
about as far as that
I
goes.
don't know where Erica's getting her information. You understand that demons or devils can fuck us right now, right? Like most
Well,
of
no,
them would
well,
at least
the-
put up a pretty
she-
good challenge.
She's like in her earlier days with the church. Her job was literally going around with Marcus and killing demons for local towns. That is what
Yes.
she did.
But you keep in mind that devils and demons can include things from an imp to a fucking pit fiend, which is a
Yeah, no, for
Yardswind
sure.
creature.
But like glowing demon witch sounds like something vaguely humanoid, not
I mean,
a giant
if it was
ass.
succubi, that would be awful.
Yeah.
We would all die.
yeah.
Well, if it
For
was
real.
what?
A succubus.
Succubi.
Oh yeah,
It would just mind control us all, and then we would die.
Yeah,
it would be fun.
it would mind control Grigori, and then Grigori would just kill everybody.
But yeah, you guys sort of sit down to camp by the river by means of Sigus's extensive magic, blood magic in this case. And as the hours begin to roll by, the storm doesn't seem to let up at all. It just keeps on with this same intensity, just raining buckets. But if anything, there's one good thing that it brings, which is there's peace and quiet for the time being. nothing comes after you guys. Then the next, I'll say, next 6 hours, since you did get some rest, um, sort of leaning down, catching your breath, going over the events, mostly perusing perhaps your items and whatnot. And eventually you feel like you've rested far enough, long enough. You feel like you've had a fair share of moments to reconvene. It is now like 4 p.m. by the end of your rest. Most of your daylight is gone. The clouds have that sort of goldenish tinge as the sunlight is sort of coming from over the horizon, lighting everything up in that sort of orangey glow. Um, but yeah, you guys have finished up your rest. Nothing has interrupted you guys. The river seems to have been steadily growing, but it's like an inch per hour sort of thing, which is considerable, but it's still pretty slow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what are you guys doing next?
Robin will ask if anybody thinks it's a good idea that he, go to Turtleback just to see what's going on while you guys get ready.
I think we can. I feel like it's best that we all go to.
Okay.
Separation seems to not work out.
And then
agree.
there's also the if they know we're coming, and I know you're quite stealthy, but if for some reason you are detected, we lose any, I guess, advantage of us all showing up at once. I don't know.
I guess.
I'm just
Yeah, no, I think we all go, and then like if we need, I think it's we all go into the town together, and then if we need like a specific spot scouted out, like you should for sure scout that, but especially somewhere where it's like you can stay within that 200 feet whatever distance,
Mhm.
where we can communicate. I think that's probably the best way to use that.
Sounds good. Let me know when you guys are all ready.
First with
yeah,
spells.
just doing the spells.
All right.
Uh,
We can take a out of character short break as you guys have to
Pick your
set up
spells
your
and shit.
character. You pick your spells and whatnot. How's everyone doing on time, by the way? Because we've been going for about an hour and a half. We started later than usual, so this would be our technically. If we had started on time, would be our 3 hour mark, which is usually where we're ending.
It's usually an hour later, actually.
yeah, that would only be 2 hours, I think.
Yep. It's usually an hour later that we end, but we should still take a break so that people
No,
can
so-
do spells and shit.
Just an FYI, because
I'm good.
should we have started at 7 p.m. EST, which is our new usual, this would be the 3 hour mark,
Oh, yes, I see what you're saying.
Oh, okay, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If we go for another, are we good to go for another hour then?
I mean, yeah, I'm down.
Okay. Let's take a.
Thank you for waiting too.
No worries. Let's take a 5 minute break so that we're back on clock. Grab some water, grab some snacks and whatnot. Shall we?
Sweet.
Sounds
Sure.
good, dude.
Alright.
Anyone got any particular spells
Yeah.
the stream. Welcome back, everyone. Let's keep going. All right, so you guys have rested up, prepared your spells, prayed to your gods, make peace with them, and are ready to die. I mean, ready to adventure. So, you guys picking up camp and moving north, I suppose.
The first thing that's happening is Erica's casting Detect Disease on Robin.
Sure. Can you post the contents of that spell into the chat for me?
Sure. Or Diagnose Disease, I guess, is the technical name for it. So,
Diagnose disease.
Wait, how do you link from the little spell booky thing? Can I copy that to the chat?
Just click it.
Click it.
I am clicking. Sorry, I don't have it in my thing.
I thought you had added it to your character sheet. We can do this. What is it called?
Diagnose Disease. Here, I can link to it. Like, I've got it pulled up.
I can open it
don't have it on the
stream. Alright. You determine whether a creature or object or area carries any sort of disease. Saving throw none, spell resistance none. That is the thing that I was interested in. There's a creature, you get a +4 to treat the creature's disease. Spell can penetrate many barriers, blah blah blah. Don't care. Okay, so yeah, you would be able to tell that Robin has one disease affecting him, but only one, and it's not lycanthropy.
Yay!
I should be
We
able
did
to
it,
find
boys.
out exactly what it is, too.
Yeah, so Robin is afflicted by a disease, which I guess your spell sort of innately...
I know what it is and what its effects are. Neat.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
Yep, so the spell is sort of strange because it sort of gives you innate knowledge. So suddenly you feel like several voices are trying to sort of explain what's going on to you, and you're sort of absorbing the information without really processing it. But essentially what's going on is the disease is of magical nature, supernatural in a way. It's sort of bordering in between the two. It's part of a arcane ritual, and what's happening to Robin's body is that it's sort of absorbing the arcane energy in the ambient passively, pulling it into his body, having a little bit of a reaction inside of his body, and then decaying it. The name of the disease is thusly named Arcane Decay. And what is going on is every week his body continues to accrue damage from this reaction that is going on. And more of these rune scars will form on Robin's body as his disease, his body is sort of adapting to it and trying to form points in which to latch onto that energy, right, and to stabilize itself. However, if those rune scars exceed his body's capacity for arcane energy, he will essentially collapse and begin on a quick, very, very quick, succinct, essentially decomposition, arcane decomposition, which will consume not only his body but his soul. He will be shattered to an atomical level by the release of energy. There is no cure for this disease. There is no treatment for it. However, there is technically nothing that a limited wish, a miracle, or a wish spells can't cure. This not being an exception for this cure, for this disease. So, technically, you could release him from this curse with a limited wish, a miracle, or a wish spell. However, it does have an upside, and that is that the arcane energies that are being sucked into his body give him quite a bit of dexterity and strength and resilience. He's essentially doped up on
just whatever magic he's walking around.
Yeah, essentially.
Caffeine and stupidity.
Yes. And I think you already know this. You've seen him use it. but he can lean on that disease to absorb even more of that latent energy, that arcane energy in the ambient, to essentially force his body into to form one of these latching points, or possibly forming another one of these anchoring points, to cast haste on himself. So
Erica's just kind of like doing this, like waving her hand over and just has her eyes closed, like opens her eyes, looks at Robin, and goes like, "What the hell? Do you know what's wrong with you?"
Yep.
Oh my, by the inheritor.
I've been
Like,
telling you the whole time. I'm dying.
And we've
you
been working
weren't-
on it.
You weren't clear on the nature of the dying. Oh wow.
It's bad. It's like worse than bad. It's worse than dying.
I didn't realize your soul was void.
Yup.
That's why we make resistance everything items for Robin.
Yup.
Whoa. Well, and you do know the limitations of the paladin's gifts, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure you weren't banking on that to save you.
Help
This
me.
is
Yes. Save me. I feel like that's a stretch.
yeah, well, I mean, our immunity to diseases, A, doesn't apply to stuff that we had before, and B, I think this is well beyond the scope of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's gonna be a problem.
Already is.
Yeah, how, can I roll a heal check to know how many more of these marks I think he can take?
Yeah,
sure.
probably.
Sure,
plus
give me a
4
heal
on it
check
from
with
the
a plus
spell.
4.
So
Yeah.
I'm at a +4 on top of the +14 I already have.
Yep,
Yeah.
go for it. So a 30.
What? We're halfway there.
Whoa! So the way the disease works is if he ever develops a number of rune scores equal to his hit die, he immediately dies.
Oh, so we just got to keep him leveling up.
We just
That's
need
why
to keep
Brandon's
getting
been
XP.
like. That's why every time he's like, "Have we leveled yet?"
So
yeah,
Figured it out.
you're telling me that we really should have just gone back, fought all those werewolves, fought the lich, and then continued.
Except it doesn't make sense in character.
Yeah,
No, it
So,
doesn't at all.
in character information, Robin has 4 from the looks of it. 4 of these anchoring points, these rune scars, and from the looks of it, his body is sort of the equivalent of bloodied, but for these rune scars. So he's at the halfway point. If the stronger he gets, the more his body is going to be able to sustain the disease.
I'd like to think that the higher percentage that he has, the more inflamed the anchors are, kind of thing.
It's
so,
like in Mass Effect with the scarring.
Yeah, exactly. So like it looks bad, but it could get a lot worse.
Eric is just like, okay, we need to find someone who can cast Wish. They're a dime a dozen. I'm sure we'll definitely find someone who can do that.
Hey man, hey, if I just do my duty.
Oh. Rep Discord. Now it's just me on the stream. Na 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 na. Technical difficulties. So, how y'all doing? There you go. Connecting back. Hold up. I'm back.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway,
Um,
now that Eric is officially shaken to shit about what's going on with Robin, and it's like, and kind of explains exactly what she got to Sigus, so he's up to date on everything as well.
Sigus is up to date. He's been working with Robin on research and.
I know you were working on research, but like now you have literally.
I think Rob.
That's true.
Oh,
It is
like,
Thessalonian in nature.
Yeah.
In terms
Yeah.
of its origin, so that's a chance encounter that I happened to meet Sigus, who has got the biggest heart on for Thessalon ever. So
Yeah, and
It works out.
Erica can kind of like spark notes everything she got from the spell just in case.
Perfect.
All right. So, with the revelation of Robin's the true nature of Robin's disease coming to light, what is the party doing?
I guess
Think we're going to
we're
town.
heading
Yeah.
in.
All right.
Yep.
Traveling alongside the riverbank is quite a bit more efficient, especially because you're sort of traveling on sort of rough ground. It looks like the content of the ground here is very high on like sedimentary rocks, so it's very porous. The water is not sort of building up. You're sort of traveling almost like on a rocky road, and it is not chocolate. And it only takes you
No.
a few more hours, about 3 hours to get to town. And as you do, you see the edge of town as you arrive from the from the east. It looks like a good day at the quaint little town of Turtleback Ferry. Doesn't seem like anyone's. Sorry, go ahead.
Of course, it's smaller than St.
It is. It is smaller than Sandpoint. It is a very small town. You gather that at most it can possibly have like 300 people, like tops, maybe 200, judging from the farmlands surrounding it. There's quite a few ships and like fishing boats docked at the pier. And from the looks of it, nobody's outside at the current time of day, which would be like 7 p.m. that you guys are arriving. So it's like already nightfall. There's most of the houses you can see have their lights on. You can see the sort of flickering light of candles and fireplaces from the inside. One of these houses, one of these buildings, the one marked number 15 on the map, is a little bit more attractive than the rest. It is a two-story building, and it seems to have all of its lights on. From the looks of it, it seems to be a tavern, as you guys are sort of crossing the town across.
I take it 11 is a church of some variety.
From the looks of it, is a stone building which should double up as a church. From the back, you would be able to see that there is a large glass vitro portrait. Give me a religion check to see if you can recognize the deity depicted there. Yeah, that's easy. Easy peasy for both of you. It is one of the allies of Ayamade. It is the god of the hunt, Aristo.
I was
Okay.
gonna guess Erastil.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So you guys are sort of in town. I don't know where you guys are planning to go while you're here. From the looks of it, number 15 is the tavern, which Tavern/Inn, which has a lovely, quaint little sort of signboard hanging over its door, depicting what looks like a sheep sleeping inside of atop a bed. From the looks of it, hard to tell.
A sleepy sheep. Is
Yeah.
that what it's called?
It's the Sleepy
Sweepy
Sheep
Sheepy.
Tavern. Yes.
Sleepy sheepy. I think that's probably the best place of any place to start. I mean, we
Yeah.
can maybe sit and eat, get a little bit of information.
I was going to say yes. Let's go there. We need to rest anyway. Well, I mean, we don't really need to rest, but we need to get ourselves back to everyone else's schedule, and
Yep.
then in the morning we can ask around elsewhere. But you're right. This is probably the place we want to go to find out about stuff. I know when I was going through the smaller towns, that was the inn and the temple were usually the two places where you could get the best info.
All right, let's fucking go.
Perfect.
All right.
Sweet.
You guys get to the door. You can see that there's a little bit of a overhang on the side of the tavern, with a couple of spots to tie the reins of a horse, and you can see that there's a little bit of hay for them. You gather that's the sort of stables area. And leaving your horse there, you walk into the tavern proper, and as soon as you do, a woman and a man that are sort of handling the bar sort of turn to look at the door. The man sort of gestures, and the woman grabs a couple of cloths from underneath the countertop and runs over to you guys, sort of handling dry cloth to each of you. Hello, good evening. Come on in. Just make sure you drop your everything that's wet over on that corner, by the hearth.
Thank you very much for the towels.
No
Yeah,
worries, just
I'm not
Thank you.
sure how much we can do for everything that's wet, but I will take off what I can. We've been traveling in the rain for quite some time.
You certainly look like it. Please, make yourselves comfortable. Is there anything you'd like to drink, eat?
Is
Please
there a special on for today? What do you have in the casks?
Well, we have mead and some pork, slow roasted stew. So that's what's available.
That sounds delicious and warm and cozy.
That is 1,000% better than trail rations. Yes, please.
Okay.
Wonderful. I'll have 2.
Are you staying for the night?
Do you have rooms
If you
for
have
the...
vacancy, yeah.
Yeah. We're sort of caught up a little bit, but we still have 3 rooms open. I assume that should be enough for you.
Yeah,
Right.
that should work.
I'll set you guys up, and I'll send you some food in just a moment. And you
Thank
see
you.
her sort of rush over to what you presume to be probably her husband, judging from the ages. They're both around like mid-30s. They seem to converse for a moment, and then she goes into the back area while he sort of brings out some books, takes some notes, and then comes over to you guys and hands you your keys and says, "Right, so you're gonna want to go upstairs once you're done with everything. Feel free to come ask for anything if you need. We do have extra blankets if you're feeling particularly cold. I know that winter is getting close and might be feeling the cold a little more than usual with the storms and whatnot. Here's your keys. Yeah, I'll bring some food over in just a moment. Enjoy."
Thank you.
Rob nods.
And I'm guessing like everyone's sort of half dressed at the table, sort of trying to squeeze out the little bits of water that you can from your shirts and your pants and probably your boots as well.
Except Robin.
Classic.
Robin's
This is
just
how you-
using a magic towel that it just
Yeah.
doesn't get wet and he's suddenly dry.
I mean, I could also do that to everybody else.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, like, you guys want to share that prestidigitation business?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
I'll do that for like a few of us, and then
Yeah. Very
Robin can
quickly,
for the
then, with the aid of prestidigitation, everyone's suddenly dry, warm, and quite comfortable at the table.
Oh, we should have
And
done
as
this
to
when
not
we
be
were resting
suspicious,
under the
I'll
thing.
use prestidigitation to make all the towels slightly moist.
Suddenly, all the towels absorb all the humidity that was latching onto you guys. Yeah. You guys are now dry, comfortable by the hearth at the Sleepy Sheep Inn. That is a tongue
Also in the inn?
twister.
Sheepy sleep.
Yeah, Sleepy
sleepy,
Sheep.
sleepy, sleepy, sleepy.
What was that, Erica?
Is there anyone else in the inn here?
Yeah,
With, like,
there's what looks like a couple of quite burly, muscular men on a table near the window, and they're having a drink and just chatting very relaxedly. Seems like they're having some mundane conversations. And as well as them, there's a couple, probably in their mid-20s, early 20s, like 24, 26 area. and they as well seem to be having a little bit of conversation. The couple is closer to the back, sort of behind the stairs almost. Yeah.
At a table. Yeah.
Yeah. Aside from that, there's no
Sigis
one
is
else.
gonna.
Sorry, Sigis.
Sigis is just gonna like, kind of lean in with the party and be like, so while we were walking here, I've been kind of reviewing the letters from Zanisha. So looking for her sister, which means anyone that sees any Thessalonian runes on people, or like if there's suddenly, a new powerful lady in town, that's probably our person. But realistically, anyone could be under her power.
It
Let's
sounded
assume
like
everyone.
she was heading to the fort. I think probably our best course of action is going to be asking about any odd goings on. That way it's not direct. I mean, we are a party of a group of fairly well-armed individuals. We would come off easily as a undead or demon hunting group. We could play it off like that.
Robin just sort of looks at the 2 swords on his hip and he's like, keep forgetting that I literally have 2 swords now. That's so fucking cool.
You should learn to use them both at once. I've seen swordsmen do that before. It's quite impressive.
They're pretty big though.
Yeah, you may need to switch to short swords, but still.
Yeah. Just from her note, it seemed to imply that Zanisha's sister was in the town and then like working to take control of the fort, but that could also be her just, being smug.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Can everyone give me
we can ask about other people that are new to the area.
Everyone give me a perception check as you guys are sort of talking about this, and sort of probably catching up on remembering maybe what you're here to do.
Can we all appreciate that a bunch of us just rolled over Grigori for perception?
It's a miracle. It's a
Yeah,
fucking
sorry, I only rolled a 2.
I rolled a 19.
Yeah, no. You guys sort of feel like probably talking about this at a table. The room is somewhat quiet. You can hear the sort of crackling of the fire nearby, the hearth. And you're catching a little bit of the attention probably of the 2 men, the 2 sort of sailor-looking guys, as they sort of look over in your guys' general direction. And
Did you say they look like satyrs?
Sailors.
Okay, I'm like, bruh. Hey, how's it going, friends? No, you can't have sex with us. Thanks, though.
No. They look
Hey man, this town is super open-minded.
They look like sailors. They sort of look in your general direction when you guys are talking about this, and then they sort of lower their heads and go back to their conversation. Robin, you sort of catch as they do that the fact that one of them has looks like they're wearing like a muscle shirt, like a sleeveless shirt, which is kind of weird already because it's late autumn, and it's fucking cold outside.
Is he kind of bigger? Is he like fat bigger or muscular?
He's
bigger?
muscular bigger. He's like probably been hoisting flags in the sails all day for the past 20 years, from the looks of it.
All right.
You can spot like peeking out from underneath his shirt, sort of near his armpit, is like what you catch for just a brief moment to look like a part of a tattoo of the 7-pointed star. And as they sort of move around, it sort of gets concealed under their arm. And as you sort of look over your shoulder, sort of probably like about to tell the party this, you spot the fact that the man who's sort of behind the bar, the person that brought you your keys, is sort of fixing the collar of his shirt. And when he does, you see something similar. He has a very clear 7-pointed star tattoo hanging on his shoulder, and it stretches to take up just a bit of his neck, right where his collar is sort of covering it.
Yeah, so whoever at the table with us is currently talking, Robin's just gonna casually like snap his fingers to Mage Hand to stick a finger on their mouth to make them stop talking, and he's then gonna use his other hand to just write on the table in front of Sigus message, and just like it just shows up very briefly in like Elven script, and then disappears.
All right. Well,
Has the food been brought out to us already?
Not yet. It's only been in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
I don't
Erica
know.
is going to talk to Silera about something, and well, these two are doing their thing.
We are going
Yes.
to talk about a little bit more of, I guess, weather.
Yeah, weather. Crazy weather.
Why do you think it is raining so much? I've been wondering about that for some time now.
I don't know, but it is killing me.
Yeah, I find this weather makes my hair frizz up weirdly in my helmet too.
Oh, hold on. I have something for that. I'm gonna go in my little bag. And I'm
Yes.
just like,
Well,
here.
while the two of you are talking about makeup and hair products to protect yourself from the weather,
I don't think Erica wears makeup, TBH.
Yeah.
it's strange. Silera
She
doesn't
should.
really need to. Her skin is always sparkling, and yet she still puts makeup on. But
Erica's too used to playing with the boys in the
So
yard.
Sigus doesn't have message right now.
Does he not?
I do have message.
You
It just
do?
has
Okay.
all the components, so I can't subtly cast it in the bar. So
Well,
I
no,
might just like
the
Yeah,
verbal
you
component
could go
for
to the bathroom.
message. The verbal component
Is
for
the-
message
is the
is the message. It's just whispered.
okay. I will just.
Yeah.
I'm gonna then just cast message.
Yeah.
you sort of-
Yeah, I only ever have 2 cantrips: detect magic and message.
Yes. And because I wrote message in Elven, I would assume that Sigus is smart enough to whisper in Elven the message spell.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Well, have a conversation between you, but we can assume that you're sort of messaging back and forth between the two of you.
Yeah. So.
Because yeah, Sigus was keeping an eye out for
Uh-huh.
Thessalonian stuff too. But if you, never mind. I'll let you go. Sorry.
Yeah. Robin's just gonna be like, yeah. They're everywhere. We are in deep. Do not eat the food.
I want to eat the food.
I know you do, but it's poison. Because literally the dude over there has
Okay,
a star.
fine.
The bar
Okay.
the innkeeper has a star. So message everybody else and let them know. All right? And we need to think of a ruse to get the fuck out of here.
Well, I think we are we just gonna bail? Do you think
We
bail and tiny hut on the side of a hill somewhere and come up with a plan?
we need a distraction. We can't just bail for no reason, otherwise it'll look
Hmm.
suspicious. So what I can do is I can I can say that I'm gonna go take a piss or whatever, and then turn invisible, hop on a horse, and then ride the horse away, and then one of you can be like, "Oh shit, our horse ran away," and then you can all get up and leave.
I mean, doesn't Solera have
Your
illusions that she could?
It's messaged.
Yeah, it's just currently just Sigus and
Mhm.
oh well.
So
No,
You could listen in with the perception check.
Yeah, because Grigori will make a 15 on a 1. Grigori can
Oh,
make
yeah.
out what both of you are saying.
But it's an Elven. Does he speak Elven?
I
That's
do
the
not.
second question.
That's
Oh,
a good
okay,
question.
yeah,
You
it's
do
all
not
around
understand
that.
what they're saying is the problem.
I only know Common and Necro. That is it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a weird
Yeah.
fucking combo, by the way.
I hunt undead. Of course, I'm going to understand what they
Yeah.
a
say.
lot of respect.
You need to know what your
Um,
enemies are saying.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, so Sigus and Robin.
So here, let me.
While
so
you
Rob,
guys are
why don't you
sort of
stay
co-
here, and then I'll give you a nod
While you
if
guys
you
are
want, and I'll then.
complete your thought. Complete your thought, Sigus. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna tell Robin I'd give him a nod if we agree on that, but I'm gonna message the rest of the party to let them know.
While you guys were having that conversation, the door of to the kitchen opens up, and you would see both the man and the woman that run the place coming in with a tray each with breads of different types and the bowls of. Well, essentially, the bowl is made out of bread filled with the stew, essentially.
Oh my god.
Oh
Bread
no,
bowl.
they got a bread bowl.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
good
love
fuck.
bread bowls.
It's the fucking weakness. We can't leave now.
Guys, party decision. Can we just
Also-
eat this
but
shit
also-
anyway and try to make the saves?
Wait,
Oh.
did Robin
No.
ever say that
Biggest has a
not
hard
to
rule.
eat the food to
No.
us?
Only
No,
to
he has
Sigus.
not.
It's just
Then
Sigus
we're
So
gonna-
you guys know, right?
Sigus has to message everyone.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
As this would happen is as Sigus is getting preparing probably casting the message spell to the rest of the party, but the two of them are bringing in their trays a total of 5 of these bread bowls and 5 tankards of ale. Sorry, mead from the looks of it. And they sort of approach the table from different angles and go excuse me, I'm just gonna leave this here and start to place everything on the table for you guys.
And I think everybody else is gonna notice that Sigus doesn't immediately just start ripping at the bread with his hands, which is kind of a little bit of a tip off to everybody that knows him. That hold up, why isn't Sigus eating?
Do you want us to roll a sense motive or perception on that or
Well,
something, Bosun?
Sigus was about to cast the message spell, so what would Sigus be saying to the rest of the party?
He typed it.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was
No, it's too
yeah.
Robin.
I guess I had switched off to Robin, but so I guess this next one was going to be to Grigori. And it would just be in Necril. She does speak.
wow.
And just be like, everyone in this room has a 7-pointed star tattoo. Try to act chill, but we're coming up with some plans right now, and Robin might take a distraction that would give us a reason to leave the bar. Oh, now there's food.
You
Yeah.
just get a nod as Grigori sees them approaching.
Can Robin pop a detect evil when they turn their backs and leave?
Sure. I will say, you were probably casting saying the message spell to Grigori as they were putting food on the table, and the woman looks at you because she was sort of leaning over your shoulder. Sorry, I didn't quite understand that. Did you need something
said-
else?
No, this smells really good. Well, does it smell really good? I will give a genuine compliment about the food.
Yeah. It smells like really good warm food, right? It smells.
You're not lying, saying that you.
Yeah.
wanted it.
Thank you. Please enjoy. Go ahead and the two of them sort of take their leave and go back to handling the bar area. But yeah, Robin, you said you wanted to cast Detect Evil, right?
Yeah, because they're gonna turn around and walk
Yeah,
away back
they-
to the kitchen,
Just
right?
The two
watch
of
the
them-
other people.
The two of them don't detect as evil.
Okay, and then he'll sort of just toggle it off, take a look around the rest of the room, see if those guys are looking out the window that I have their back to us, kind of thing.
No, they're sort of having their own conversation.
Okay, so they're not really paying attention. I'll
No.
detect evil on them too.
Nope, nothing.
All right, and then the two sort of behind the stairs probably can't really see us very well, so. No.
Well, if nobody's gonna message me, I'm gonna
Yeah, I
start.
was gonna say Erica's eating.
Yeah, I'm
at
gonna
this
just start
point.
eating.
Actually,
I think
Grigori would stop everybody and be like, I feel like we should say a prayer because we were able to get here safely.
Yep. Erica definitely knows that one.
I'm gonna sense motive that
okay.
because that's out of character for him.
That is so out of character for Grigori.
You're right.
Yeah.
You don't
And
need
this
to
is why I
roll.
messaged Grigori, because he had the most wisdom.
Yep.
You don't need to roll sense motive. You've never seen Grigori pray in the entire time he's been with you, and let's be honest, he's also never stopped you guys from meeting at any point to pray. This is very out of character.
I'm just
okay.
gonna brush it off and just be like, okay, sounds good to me, and
Yes.
just kind of.
Do you
know.
want me to say something? I
Yep.
might have to go outside and find which saddlebag my holy symbols are in.
Here, take mine, and Robin's just gonna pull one out from his pocket because he's
Wait,
got that
why do you-
pouch.
The
You,
real question is, why don't you have a holy symbol on you at all times?
I do have a holy symbol on me.
That was the
You
excuse
just
to
didn't
go
have
to
the
the
spell
horse.
prepared.
It's currently the shield,
I
I
mean,
believe.
No,
No,
it's
just
the
have the
shield.
spell
She's got
prepared.
one literally hanging around her, like down her armor under her shirt, so
Oh,
that
but
she
it's
can
under the
pull it
armor,
out
so
and
you can't get it
cast.
out. Yeah.
I have to say, I
But
wish Garvin was here because he had, after the being poisoned with the alcohol, he started just having detect poison as a.
she was trying to get
Get away.
someone to help her go outside and search the saddlebags. Was the point of that? So
Yeah.
someone can explain what the fuck is going on.
There's probably that swift moment, like 1 second of exasperation in Erica's face. Two of them, as Robin just reaches out and gives her a holy symbol, I imagine.
Oh. Thanks,
Yep.
Robin. Yep, that's what I needed. Yep. Okay. Anyway.
Actually, I think I
let-
left my special spices that we always put on all of our food. I think I left that in Pash. So let's go check that out.
Do you need help getting those out? I could. I should bless those as well if we're doing this properly.
Sure.
Do the 200 the stairs detect as evil or no?
The 200 the stairs don't detect evil either.
Okay, so Robin will just sort of do message in Elven on the table again towards Sigus, and then when the spell does come through, he's just gonna be like, nobody's detecting his evil, but they all have the tattoo. In Elven, he'll say that.
Out of character, haven't you only seen it on the barman and the sailor?
Yeah, but that's 2 more than I would like to be seeing.
True.
Fair. It is 50% of the room so far.
Well,
Yeah,
I
just-
mean, the wife
No,
doesn't.
it's
the
1/3
wife of the
of the
barkeep
room.
doesn't have it.
Oh,
the
1/3,
other
sorry.
sailor doesn't have it, and well, that we know of.
We don't
and
know the other sailor doesn't have it.
Yeah, and
I just
the-
happened to like
Yeah.
catch a glance of it.
Yep.
So like
Mhm.
For sure.
they're talking to each other. They seem pretty chummy. Like the other dude probably has it too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, don't remember what happened with the kid that was hanging out with the brother in the boat. Anyway, yeah. So Grigori and Eric are heading outside, I guess.
All right, the two of you go back into the pouring rain. It's cold outside once again. Baby, it's cold outside. Why don't you stay a little bit longer? Starts playing in the back of your minds. No, I mean, it's December, guys.
Song idea? Song idea?
Let's go.
We have to slate it for like a cold session, though.
Oh god. But yeah, no, you guys go back out into the rain and around the corner as you sort of move away from the windows and towards where the horses are.
What the fuck is going on, Grigori?
I'm gonna take a look around, see if anybody is within distance to hear what we're saying.
Give me a perception check. No, you're pretty certain there's no one like within earshot. It looks like there's a couple people sort of hanging out on the semi-covered area of building number 200, which is the harbor. You can see them sort of. The harbor is one of those buildings where like there's a little bit, like half of the building, or half of the roofing, half of the roof is actually applied to a building, and the rest of it is just like a long corridor to
like
keep.
A big porch.
Yeah, like a big long porch. It's essentially only there to keep the sailors in between, covered from the sunlight or the rain in this case. And the only people that you can see out and about are 2 sailors that are sort of. It looks like they were finishing organizing some stuff at the docks. And you would be seeing them sort of from here to there.
There, nowhere near. Alright,
No.
so it seems that a lot of. Actually, I didn't
All I know is that, all right, I was just told not to eat the food. It's possible that there's poison with me, I guess. I don't know why. That's all the information, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Huh. I did see Robin's eyes twinkling a bit. He might have been doing detect evils. Okay. Well, I mean, we're gonna have to cover for why we didn't eat the food. Unless we want to risk it. I mean, we should find out if anyone actually did detect as evil, because I suspect they would not be poisoning randoms without cause if they're trying not to tip everyone off that comes into the town.
Agreed. I feel like it does. I feel like it won't be an awful thing if we eat, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can let myself or Robin eat first. I believe we're the hardiest among us.
I
All right. Well, let's go back in and make a show of this stupid thing.
and Gregory's just gonna like pull salt out of his bag.
You pull out your reserve of salt that you keep around just in case you need to taste something for once in your life.
Yeah.
Because sometimes trail rations are well fine and dandy, but sometimes you need to have a little bit of salt in there. It just gets too boring, too dull. It kills the spirit. But yeah, you pick out your salt and you head back in with Erica.
Out of character
False
question.
truth, we have salt.
Yes. What is it?
Can I, for prestidigitation, I'm almost getting it. It sounded bad,
That
but
was it.
I
That was
almost
it. That
had
was
it.
good.
Nah,
You got
Got
it.
it.
You got
I
it.
stumbled a little bit. Can that be used on food?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can make it taste
You can
like
make
anything.
it taste like whatever you want.
But it doesn't remove any sort of
No.
like
No,
it doesn't
there's a-
clean it of any toxins or poisons or anything.
There's
Okay.
purify
But you
food and
can
drink
make
that does
poison taste like wine.
Yes.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
At least if I'm gonna die, at least it tastes good, right?
Yep.
Okay,
But yeah,
that's it. That's all I wanted to know.
So Erica and Grigori, you guys head back in, and I'm guessing like you're making a show of your entrance, perhaps like, oh, we got the salt sort of thing.
that. Yeah. And I found the good holy symbol.
The vintage holy symbol.
Shinier.
You sit back at the table. I'm guessing like the rest of the party has somehow like gotten the message across again. I'm hoping probably Sigis eventually messages Salera to catch her up in some way. But you guys sort of sit down, and as you sort of speak some words of wisdom and hope and
Salt.
you spread the salt on your food, which you don't know if it was salty enough already. You sort of share a moment, and Erica and Robin, you guys sort of take the first bite, and for a moment you feel like you're about to collapse, cause that shit is so fucking tasty. It's like you can feel your mouth just watering as you're eating something incredibly packed with nutrients and fat, so much fat in there for the first time in like several days. But there's no taste of poison. You feel fine. Sort of look at each other.
Erica shrugs and just starts hoovering.
This stuff is suspiciously good. Devour it immediately. And it's gonna fucking start going.
Yeah, I was gonna say Robin and Erica are probably having a contest of who can get to the bottom of the bowl first.
Yeah.
That moment when they're both immune to poison, so they don't even notice it.
We're
Yeah,
not,
it's like, oh.
but
I'm immune to disease, not poison.
and I don't have that yet. It's happening, guys. It's happening.
I'm having a little bit of a hard time. I'm just like poking my food while everybody's devouring it, and I'm just kind of like looking at it and poking at it.
As soon as I get the AOK from Erica and Robin, I'll go in.
What about singers?
Go ahead.
I don't know, like
except Salera, everyone seems to be hoovering their food.
I mean, I was told that I was about to be murdered by poisonous food, so
I mean, I'm a little hesitant
well,
on.
I mean,
We didn't-
Sigus could have told
We
you
didn't
that
say
it
the
was
food was
this-
poison. We just said, that people serving the food had 7-pointed star tattoos.
Yep.
That being said, our friend has a 7-pointed star tattoo, and we have several 7-pointed star magical items.
No,
But,
what
like-
I'm saying is I have experience of somebody telling me that I was almost poisoned previously,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm having a hard time when you say don't eat the food. Now I'm not gonna eat the food,
Yep.
and I probably
good.
will not eat this.
Erica will happily take yours if
Mhm.
if she notices that you're not eating it. She's like, "Are we gonna eat any more of that? Because I'm." I think
She
I'm
doesn't even
gonna
have to
go-"
finish the sentence, and I pass it over to her.
Yeah.
Shoves
There's
the
like-
bowl.
There,
Yeah.
there's that like the little trail of like almost
Breadcrumbs.
orange. No, I would say like almost orange colored oils
Yeah.
dripping from the corner of your mouth as you
Yeah.
like
Golden.
sort of trickling all the way down to your chin. As you sort of need to scrape it with the back of your hand. But yeah. Sigus, do you eat? Yes or no?
He'll put his in the middle of the table, and he's a pretty firm thing on not eating from people he
Sure.
doesn't trust or
Sure.
drinking things.
Sure. You sort of, perhaps almost in an act of solidarity with Celera, you offer your own ration to the rest of the crew. And I'm guessing it probably eventually gets eaten by the rest of the guys.
Robin just eats his one share. Like
Okay.
he's not. He's
Also
gonna be,
just
you
have
know.
one share.
Yeah,
Erica
he's
eats
gonna
3
moderate it.
shares.
Erica, after finishing the second one, like looks at the bowl in the middle of the table, looks to Robin
Well,
and Glory.
yeah,
You
we'll
guys
take
gonna
it upstairs.
You guys gonna help me with this one, or is this a late night snack for me?
I mean, I can fanny pack it if you want.
No. I will definitely eat it. It's just
If you fan it packs it, it just preserves it better, I think.
No,
okay.
no, we'll take it up
Erica's
to our
like, but I'm
room.
still hungry though.
Take it up to the
the-
room.
And she's like, "Oh wait, I also forgot to test the ale." Glug.
Glug, 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 glug.
Fair point.
Alright. If you're
Mead.
downing the ale, sorry, mead.
Haha.
It's mead, not ale. Go ahead and give me a fort
Whatever.
save.
Sure.
Amazing.
Well, I mean, it's alcohol.
It's alcohol.
Yeah.
It is literally a poison.
It's literally a poison.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
you're fine. It's pretty heavy mead. It's like one of those where it's like probably in the 20s.
It's got a kick to it.
Yeah, it's got quite a bit of a kick. It's like stronger than wine, but not quite as strong as rum. But it's like
Erica, like halfway through the glug, realizes this and is like, "Well,
it's incredibly sweet still, though.
this is really good, but also stronger than I thought it was going to be."
Yeah.
Like eyes watering a little bit.
And I'll say, as you guys are sort of sharing a moment with this meal and sort of relaxing for a moment, drinking, eating, those of you who eat, Sigiz and Solera are probably like starting to wanting to move upstairs. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
To get to the rooms and have a private conversation. That is where we're going to leave it for tonight.
Yep.
For the first time, on not a cliffhanger, in a very long time.
Hey,
Hey.
I'm not about to die. Woo!
Well, we're about to
Well-
find out if Erica just got triple dosed on poison.
It's
Uh,
unlikely.
I will spoil it. You are not poisoned. That was simply very good food.
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
just
Yep.
slightly drunk. Tipsy, I would say. But yeah, I guess say goodbye stream because we're done for
Bye,
tonight. So
stream.
bye
Yeah.
stream.
Bye, stream.
Stream.
So